Why did that do that thing? I don't know. Hello, we are live. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Ken, and welcome to the Wandering Isles. Much appreciate you all being here. Thank you so much. Saw chat popping off. You guys are fighting monsters and doing all sorts of crazy stuff. Thank you. And for all the like subby wubbies and stuff. Thank you. We're almost a full house. What's going on? I don't know. We kicked Kyle to the curb. He's gone.
Kyle, what's going on?
He's gone. He'll be back. He'll be back hopefully next week. But today we are joined by Ryan as Adriana, Kian as Dash, Rory as Eos, Busy as Hatsu, Richard as Slate, and John as Weslyn. And I can move the correct direction this week because I rotated my camera again. Happy days.
This guy.
Yeah, I know. Techie as hell. I literally coded all of this stuff into OBS so I can do crazy stuff, and then I just didn't code in a way to flip my camera. So there you go. I just did the manual way. Good evening, chat. Ooh, thank you so much, Gunther, for your lovely message. I just saw it there. It's a lovely message. Thank you. We have a recap today. I don't know who it is. Who's doing the recap? I've forgotten who it is.
Somebody do recaps.
Somebody take it away, champs.
Give me some background.
What do you want? What kind of vibe do you want?
I need some music. I need like chill.
8 Mile.
8 Mile. Oh yeah. Give it.
Okay. Let's just get copies struck to oblivion. The best I can give you is whatever the fuck we used when we were in Verd War that time. That's the closest I could probably get. That's not hip hop.
Let me get the shooting harmonica from.
Hit it. Just let's roll.
Just roll. Okay, I'm hitting. I don't know this. Here you go. It's been hit. There you go. Now there you go. Expect a. Come on, rap over this, Busy.
All right. After days of journey towards the mysterious mountain area, Dash was ambushed by a mysterious creature. With its lioness features, it recalled something in Dash. A creature he has fought before on behalf of Vatharos, a mysterious entity sealed within a book created by Stella Maleficum herself and stored away in a temple that once was resident on the mountains of the Crescent Pearl. After the glorious victory over said creature, Slate decided to absorb its ooze. This time it was a little different, and it almost killed him. But he was able to gain some new features from it. Arriving at the mountainside, the group discovered a cruel murder scene where hundreds of civilians and members of the old council were slaughtered. Children, women, elderly, it's the word, right?
No, elderly's fine.
All slain next to each other. Hatsu was filled with anger, overwhelmed with emotions. Even more so after the incident in Saigo no Toshi. This was pure evil, calculated and cruel. The group did its best to cleanse the place, buried the dead, and shaped it into a place of memory and honor. After a few more days traveling through the woods, they arrived at Saigo no Toshi. The vaults covered with dead bodies and blood. It didn't look like a battleground. It looked like a sacrificial ritual. It looked personal. After Adriana's trustful raven companion Alvi scouted through the city, it all looked normal, calculated. Daily business? But what is the catch? Would escalate everything to that degree, and what for? Power? Revenge? Find out more in session 70 of the Wandering Isles.
Nice. That was good. I am in. That was a very sudden cut. We find ourselves by the walls of Saigo no Toshi as we enter our 70th episode session. The walls coated in corpses, most decayed or in the late stages of decay. The trees burnt to ash, the pink horizon of sakura blossoms no longer evident outside the walls. The things that made Saigo no Toshi so welcome are no longer there. Instead, it has become a wasteland of habitability. Right?
That's
It is
the one.
no longer allowed. You go away. Yeah, there's a very big air of you're not welcome here anymore. And considering Saigo no Toshi for the longest time has been one of the most welcoming communities, this is a stark transformation in just a couple of months. Adriana is coming back down from the sky with information, I believe is where we kind of ended it, just to kind of be on that point. But I want to start with Hatsu. I'm curious how you feel. The last day or so has been more taxing, I would say, on your psyche than most others you've experienced so far, and that's telling a lot, considering the campaign run for Hatsu has been pretty scarring. How's he doing?
What is this all about? Would your father do something like that, Adriana?
I don't see a world where my father would leave them in charge. The only thing I can think of is that whatever he's doing, he's absent from his usual control. And unfortunately, when you leave the asylum doors open, the inmates tend to get out.
What if that was the price that he had to pay for Drucker to join? He clearly needed an insider, I guess.
I don't foresee him ever giving up control of an area. Not something that would be wealthy to him.
That looks so personal, so sacrificial.
That's actually also kind of why I don't believe it is my father, because as strange as it is for me to say, in everything he does, it's very, very rarely personal.
Would you think it would be possible that your dad got interrupted by a third party? Some that would do sacrifices in the sewers? A secret group that would capture our friend to do whatever he doesn't want to talk about? That looks more like this.
Well, he's never been one to be of any religious belief, but I guess if someone were able to prove that they had the knowledge that he needed, it's possible that he might align himself with them for a while.
Hi. Wars cost money, right?
But trust me, he has plenty of that.
I mean, if you have a certain amount of money and you're thriving for eternity, you might need a little help, right?
Yes. Yes, that is true. Regardless, though, this whole scenario, this doesn't feel like his hand. This feels like they've been left to, unfortunately, do what they want.
I just try to figure out what drives this place, because if it's not your father, we know for sure that the crisis response unit did infiltrate the lines of your dad, basically from everyone. And we know that this other group that does sacrifices for the unnamed one is still there, or operating at least. I don't know why the crisis response unit should do something like that to ordinary civilians. So I was assuming when they were able to get people in, maybe this other group we're also able to infiltrate to a certain degree and convince your dad for a price. This place is old, Adriana. Very old. One of the first ones. And there's secrets beneath the city that a lot of people want to learn more about, I guess.
I'm not saying it's not possible. I don't know how to explain it. This just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like anything of my father's doing. If anything, this is the vacancy of my father's influence.
I still think we should scout this place for a while. Have a little bit of rest. There's no point trying to get in and get caught red-handed while we're still exhausted.
Unfortunately, I think you're right.
I thank you what you did in the cave, Adriana.
I did nothing more than was deserving.
It was not only what you did, but how you came up with it. And what it means to the people of Saigo no Toshi.
I don't often get to flex my brain as much as I do the rest of me. So it was nice for me to create something rather than destroy it for a change.
He puts his right arm on her left shoulder, and he gets a little closer. See, my whole life I thought there's not enough that would care about the ordinary. They wouldn't use their power to gain more power just for the sake of it. But people like you really make me believe that the path that I chose wasn't wasted. Thank you for that.
Thank you for showing us all that there was a good use for this power.
Yeah. Maybe one day you can also cast the dragon from your sword. And he moves off.
Oh, I'll do better than that. Right. Everyone, we're gonna need to get in stealthily. Any chance you guys can be quiet? We need to sneak around and scout the outer perimeter.
I think I can manage quiet for a little bit.
Lead the way, Dash. I look forward to seeing this.
Well, maybe we should update the card a little bit. There's some stuff I didn't tell you last time. Would you mind, Slate?
Would I mind what, Hatsu?
You have the map as far as I remember.
Take out the map and clear away some dirt on the ground and just lay it out as flat as I can.
So he would basically recall for them the POIs they have been, like the tea houses, the shops, and he would actually put it in the card to give them a better idea to recall what they already have witnessed, because the streets were full and stuff, and it looked a little bit different because it was holidays and stuff. So he tries to point out for them where was the sewer where they went in, where is the Toshitsugu house, and all the POI places they have been, basically. And he would say, normally, when entities take over a city, they used to use the old buildings that represented power. So maybe we should look out for the old council and scout ahead a little what goes in and out and who's run in there. Maybe Albi can help us to find some of the people we know.
Well, from the flyover that I took, it seems that they've basically just set up shop in the middle of the town.
But is it just a way to show presence, or is the power really concentrated, like that center of the city?
Well, considering there's a number of people there that we would all like to have plentiful words with, I'd say that that's the concentration of power as well as a statement to the people. Do as you're told.
He would
Just
mark on the
to-
map a place where he would frequently meet with Ayame, to make Adriana aware that this would be a place where Ayame would leave like a message or something, or like a symbol of some sorts or whatever.
No problem. Kane, you were going to speak?
So, just to make sure we're clear on the plan, we're scouting around the city. We're not making inroads yet until we get more information, correct?
Well, I mean, I think it'd be stupid not to take advantage if we did find a way in that seemed clear enough.
But that
All
would
together, or
assume
are we doing this
we
in
would.
pairs?
I wouldn't go all together. It's not very secretly. If you want to go that road, Adriana, I know you can pop your wings and fly out, but I think you and Eldrin are the only ones that can do this.
I don't think it's a good idea for us to split up. If someone was to get into shit, the chances are you're gonna need all of us.
Yeah, then, but why should we hesitate to do it now? Let's scout around a little bit further.
Oh no,
Let's see
absolutely.
what goes in, what goes out.
Yes,
And
for
then
sure.
decide which way would be good. And I would prefer to go in at night, to be honest.
So, takeout?
The stakeout, yes.
I don't have any stakes.
We might be able to get
She
some on the
said
way
the
round.
stakes is out, so we all don't have stakes.
Oh, then we're in agreement. No stakes.
A stakeout is
That's
the term
just fine.
for.
I was
that's fine.
trying to have a joke. Ash.
Oh. Well,
What
got
you
me.
mean? Are we all talking about the same?
I hope so. So nice time we go look around and see what's entering the city.
Oh yeah, an observation.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't cook steaks. It's too obvious that somebody's sitting in the bushes.
Definitely. Wolves. Absolutely. Wolves would definitely try and kill us if they smell steak.
Aye.
Just kind of just throw an eye roll in Adriana's direction. So,
Ash?
should we find a vantage point to set up some sort of camp then?
Well, we've still got a few hours of the day left. And I think outside the gates here wouldn't be a good idea for a camp. So let's
Definitely.
move further along the perimeter, have a scout, and see if we can find somewhere, at least in some form of cover.
May I suggest something? The council house is towards the north of the city. And there's also a very thick forest not far from there. So if they don't use the old council building, that might actually be one of the spots where it would be advantageous to get in. And from there, we have the same direction, east and west, to go towards the ocean to kind of scout out what ships might go in and out.
Ooh, ships.
Sounds good to me.
Actually, DM, I might just ask: is the bourbon that I got the intel on? Do I know that came by sea, or would there have been
Definitely
land
came by sea.
caravans? Definitely by sea. Cool. Thank you. Good to confirm.
Mhm.
Right, Dash. Lead the way. Everyone, be as quiet as possible.
So to confirm,
Okay.
are you all traveling as a group? Or is it just the stealthiest of the bunch going and the group moving somewhere else, or what's happening?
We're not moving towards the city at the moment. We're looking
Okay.
for a vantage point for a camp, but
Basically,
Stealthily,
I would
so.
assume the way that we came from the... sorry, the map is black again. I have a hard time seeing shit. The mountain was kind of northwest-ish where we came from, right? I just don't know how the road tailored through the forest. So basically, there should be also... The main gate should be north-ish somewhere. But what he is watching for is like northwest, I think, was the council building when they were there last time. So he tries to set up camp in the forest northwest-ish towards the border of Saigo no Toshi, but deep enough in the forest that they wouldn't get spotted immediately.
Okay.
Basically, it's in the same direction where they came from, but a little more around to the west-ish.
Okay. And like you're keeping your distance, you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But Hatsu would also assume that there would be scouts, especially from Draka's group. He would also look for stuff that would indicate that, because since he thought in the proximity of the mountain there would be a camp of them of some sorts, because they usually had a camp in the outskirts of Saigo no Toshi.
Mm-hmm.
But since that wasn't the case, he would also actively look out for hints that would indicate that people, small groups from Draka, would roam around these areas.
Okay. What we'll do then is I'll go with, I guess, stealth checks from pretty much everyone, since a group check. That did not work.
that's a 29 for Dash.
No worries.
24 for Hatsu.
12 for EOS.
Just want to point out that Hatsu's dice knocked mine into a 2.
I accept this and I allow it.
I didn't realize that could happen on a virtual table.
22 for Slate.
No worries. Perfect. Okay. Okay, works now. No worries. Okay. So, that is a... Sorry, that was a 29 for... Jesus. For Dash. 12 for Eos. 24 for Hatsu. 22 for Slate. 8 for Weslyn. And a 12 for Majona. Damn, Majona. Okay.
She's shocked that Dash is actually being stealthy and it's thrown her off.
The way the group moves through this, it's a little bit hard for you to hide. The lack of trees protecting you or covering you, the lack of anything really to hide behind, it's very sporadic and sparse. The only thing favoring you is distance. Is this a thing where you're communally checking for stuff, or is anyone like, have you broken this down into people are searching the path while some people are searching ahead? Like some people are searching for, like, what are you looking for?
I guess if I'm at the head of the group, then I'm kind of keeping an eye out, one for what kind of tracks may be near us to see if there's been any recent traffic to and from the city, and two, if there's any anyone in I suppose the tree lines, etc., that may be trying to watch us. Trying to say any enemies potentially that might be camped out in
So,
the
what I'll
vicinity.
do, what I'll do is I'm going to say that as a group, talk about this for a moment, okay? And what I'll do is I'll get you to decide what each of you is looking for, and I'll go through the group and I'll ask kind of what you're looking for, and we can do a roll for that based on the person and the type of thing you're looking for. So, like, for example, the example that Dash just gave is a really good example. But instead of like doing this staggered, let's try and get through this a little bit quicker just to free up a bit of time. So I'd say as a group, talk about what you're looking for, what you're keeping an eye out for. As a big group, you can easily do that. That's a normal thing. So do it.
So I guess I'll keep an eye on the tracks as we're moving. Hatsu, can you watch the tree line for any enemies?
You know that this is my home, right?
I do.
You should also look out for traps.
For traps.
I'm gonna watch your back.
Appreciate it.
I guess while I'm
Adrian,
on
are you
Ducky,
going?
then I could just keep an eye on the shore, ships, boats. I have a height advantage for once in my life.
Slate, Weslyn, you've been very quiet. Are you okay with this plan?
Wasn't it said that the people inside are behaving as if they are not under duress? There is no concern among the people inside?
It seems to be the case. But it seems like a false act.
Then would it make sense to keep an eye out for things that might be magical? Curses or enchantments that might be thick in the air?
Probably, yes. So, Slate, will you help me? Because you probably know a thing or two about it. If you spot any tracks to and fro, you might be able to tell how recent they are.
Provided it's not too dark, of course. But sure.
We're okay for now.
I'm going to keep in contact with Elby. He's watching the top of the wall and the guard towers for us to let me know if there's any particular movement in line with where we're moving.
Okay.
Okay.
Just a thought. If we're moving through here, if we're not spotted and we don't come across anyone or anything, fine. But if we are, do we think anyone is looking for all of us? Any of us? I mean, Hatsu, I'd imagine people would know you. So you may stand out more than the rest of us. Should we do anything about that before we encounter anyone? On the off chance we do, of course.
What you mean? Should I dress different?
Something like that. If we are spotted, and, you know, do we have a cover? Do we stay as who we are? Do we talk about any of this in advance, or just wing it?
I would argue differently. I would say if someone that is from inside Saigo no Toshi would recognize me, they would spread the word in the city. The others wouldn't recognize me.
If you're confident of that.
Aye.
Just
Yes.
on the off chance we meet someone on the road, then we are simply hired mercenaries looking for a missing shipment of perfume that may have got delivered here in place of bourbon.
Perfume, the smelly thing that people wear.
Smelly thing. highly valuable.
Right.
And the glass bottles that it's made from are made in the same place that the bourbon bottles were, so it's plausible that there was a mix-up.
It's plausible unless going back to it, they recognize Hatsu and then it doesn't fit at all.
Oh, if they recognize Hatsu, then no cover story is going to work.
I mean, arguments could be made that they could recognize all of us because they all saw us, right? Ironclad saw us.
So
Half
this
of the
brings
party
me back
knows
to
the
my point.
Adriana.
Should we do anything about our appearances, or are we happy to
Just don't be
continue
seen.
on?
I don't think there's much we can do to change all of us, at least. Might be a case of work it out as it happens, because it could be an ally, it could be a foe.
Then maybe the thing to do then is discuss what the marching order should be and who's out in front, so we have some kind of early warning for the rest, even if it's only marginal.
Generally
This is my
makes
first
sense
time
for
here.
the- Is it?
So they have not seen me before. You could hide behind me.
That works.
That works.
But wait, Eos grabs her journal out of her backpack. What's the brand of perfume?
Oh, it's Vaudrel. VAU.
Mhm.
I think you got Drell.
I'll get him someday. Okay, and what's the smell like?
Shit.
Why would you wear that?
Alperoth.
Why would you wear
With
that?
With a name like Drow, it couldn't be nothing but shit, right?
It's Vaudrel. It just happens to share some of the letters. Peppermint is quite a common one, actually.
I can do pepper. Okay, this is
Who'd
just
want
in
to sound
case.
like a snack.
Oh my goodness. This is just in case somebody comes up to me while I'm looking for boats and they're like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm out trying to find a missing shipment of Vaudrel."
That'll work.
Perfect. Okay.
Weslyn, then, would you like to take the lead?
Weslyn will immediately begin making his way forward. Ritually casting Detect Magic, which I'm certain is what's responsible for rolling an 8 on his stealth. That is what he does.
Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go to each of you to find out what you're doing. I think you collectively know, and so each of your individual characters should hopefully know. And I'll get the respective roles required for that aspect of it. If it's okay, I'll do it alphabetically. Makes the most sense. Makes it easier for me to track. Adriana, this is your own fault for picking an A name. What are you doing?
Listen, I'm fine with that. I am conversing, as such. I am conversing with LB as he flies above us and not in line with us. Like he's flying naturally as if a bird would, but he's keeping an eye on the tops of the walls and the guard keep stations along the wall and stuff like that, just to let us know if there's any acknowledgement of something moving along the tree line, basically.
Okay. So I'll get you to do, you can have either investigation or perception. I would say leaning into investigation for this, but you can have your advantage anyway with Albie's help for that. But whichever one you kind of deem more appropriate yourself for this type of thing. As long as it's justifiable.
I mean, perception definitely makes more sense, I guess, in this situation. So I'd lean more into that one for sure.
Okay. Yep.
So advantage, which is a 15.
Okay. So you're mostly focused on our surrounding area, right? So what you're seeing kind of here, not there, not Saigo, Toshi, you're kind of watching the path around you. Is that what I'm getting from this?
So If you imagine we're running alongside parallel with the wall,
That's what I assume. Yeah.
with the town wall. Essentially, Albie is in between us and them and the wall, and he's keeping an eye on the tops of the wall and like where the guard stations would be along the top of the wall and stuff. That keep an eye out on the area beyond the wall. So if there's any particular, like if we happen to make a bit of extra noise because some of us aren't being as stealthy as we should be, basically he's an early warning system as to whether we may have alerted attention, essentially.
Okay. No worries. So, as it stands at the moment, nobody seems to have noticed you. I wasn't aware earlier that Eos is on a horse, so I will need another check from you when I get to you, Roar. But for the time being, we'll say that you haven't been noticed. The overall presence of this seems like they are on high alert, but they're on a high alert of the... I don't want to say the immediate area, but like they do have a little bit of a radius where they're kind of paying attention. But like things in the distance aren't phasing them too much because people pass by all the time. Like people come up near the walls and check and realize they should go. That's not what they're looking for. Like they're looking for clearly something that either poses a threat or is trying to get in, and that's they're defending the city. Those guards on the wall. From what you and Albie can sort of see here, though, they don't have a patrol below the wall or out near you. It all seems to be present by the wall inward, if that makes sense. So they're defending. Okay. They're defending their perimeter. They're not going beyond that.
Okay, so that's what I'll be keeping on to make sure that they don't start suddenly paying attention.
Cool. Dash.
So Dash would be kind of working with Slate to try and identify any potential tracks that would be around or near the path that they're on to determine how much traffic may go into or towards Saigo no Toshi, and if possible, how recent the latest bit of traffic might have been.
As already discussed, Dash invited Slate to help by referencing he may know a little something about that. So I would be assisting in what I know, but I would also be using his lead in assisting him, using my feet for actor. How I would choose to use it for this is knowing how people walk, their gait. So he'd be saying, I think there's this many footprints, and I'd be looking at it going, yeah, that makes sense, because their footsteps would be at this gate or that is unusual, or so I probably agree with you that there's probably 2 people or 3 people, that kind of thing. Okay.
Are you purely, I know a little something about this, or are you also helping him with the help action?
Yes, also. So I'm
okay,
starting by saying to him, I know something about this, which started our conversation, so I assist him with that, and then I'm fully assisting him, so he's doing it, and I'm just weighing in with comments about things like how people's gait and looking at the footsteps. So I'm mimicking what he's doing and adding in, but from my perspective, how Slate would onto something like looking for footprints or whatever.
And I assume that means then that Dash is doing the roll, so he has advantage on the roll because he has the +4, which makes sense to give advantage to. So Dash, you have advantage and a +4. This is survival because you're looking for tracks and things like that. Okay.
Yep.
It's an advantage and a D4 because it could be.
Oh, D4. Sorry, D4. Sorry, I said +4. I meant +D4. Sorry.
D4. Yeah. So apologies. I jumped too early. I had the survival ready and I accidentally clicked the button, but I did roll a nat 20 and for a 19. And then a 1 on the D4.
Sure is a shame that doesn't count.
A natural dirty 20.
I'll let you have it. But in future, wait for DM for rolls.
Yeah, I was like, oh yes, I have to add the situational bonus, and I was like, oh no, I accidentally rolled it.
Yeah, it's almost like you should have let Richard finish talking first.
I should have.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what we'll do is, you can have it. That's fine. The nat 20 is fine. I don't want to take a nat 20 from you.
Hey,
as 19. You're walking along, the paths are overgrown. There are no tracks from carts. There are or if they are, they're old as shit. Like if there's any wear and tear, it's from years and years of use suddenly not being used, but nature has reclaimed the roads and pathing. What hasn't been burned away and has started to grow back, like in terms of grass and stuff and small plants, they are there, but that's mostly like telling of how much it's being used now. I think with a nat 20, there's not much else I can give you in terms of that, because that is kind of just the answer. So I feel like I'm punishing your nat 20 a little bit. I do apologize, but
no,
hopefully
that's fine. Yeah. So effectively, there's no new traffic. It's just barren.
The fact is that no matter how good you look, nothing is more suggestive than the fact that like it just is what it is. Nobody's using these roads anymore. You're certain nobody's using these roads anymore. That's probably the best thing I can give you.
Perfect. Thank you.
Roddy! And that's the only way I'll call you from now on.
I'm okay with that.
Go ahead.
So, Eos is on Ducky at the moment, heading down towards the shore. She's getting out her fishing equipment from her backpack. The plan is she's going to hop off Ducky, let Ducky chill out, and she's going to do some night fishing because it is 11:45 according to the game.
Sure.
She's got her given to her from Remian, a twilight shroud, her hood up.
Cool.
Night fishing.
I have
And
two
she's
questions.
Yes.
One, are you present on the horse for that entire journey there? And two, are you going there alone?
As far as was earlier discussed, Eos is keeping an eye out for ships and boats, and she's using the fishing as a cover to do so.
You got it. Yep. Purple lady alone by herself.
What up?
I
I mean, last time everyone died, so
I'll give you your roll that you got earlier, because hood up gives you advantage, Ducky gives you disadvantage. So I will balance it and just say the roll earlier was fine.
Yes.
You may proceed with your fishing plan. I would like, instead of a fishing roll though, please, because we're gonna just jump through this. I would like
Perception?
you to do perception for me, please. Thank you.
Yeah. Let's roll. Natural 20
Natural 20.
for 22.
I am so sorry to punish your natural 20. There are no
there?
boats, no ships. There are nothing. The docks are empty. Anything that was there appears to be long gone. And you see the remnants of boats about a half mile, because it's D&D, right? They use miles, right? About a half mile out. And it is very clear from the remnants that this is a ship graveyard. If you enter this zone, you're going down.
May I push a little bit on the net 20?
You catch
What
one
condition
fish. Oh, okay.
What condition are the ships in?
Fucking old, dilapidated, moss covered. Like the ships are dead. Like what you're seeing is the remnants, just enough out. Like they're deep in the ocean, but there's still parts of it that are like positioned there. So clearly either a lot of ships sank here that they're balancing on each other a little bit, or more likely someone was sent out there to make sure that the remains are shown and are visible and are propped up, whatever means necessary. So
I gotcha.
time went into building this to make it look more horrifying, because there being no ships here is already kind of crazy, but they really wanted to send a message and say, hey, come here and this will happen to you. The same way that the walls are barricaded with the corpses of people, the ocean is littered with the corpses of ships and people too. So that is just part of it.
That's all I need, man.
And you spot one fish that you just sort of, as you're doing it, you just reach down and grab it. I just don't want to punch you in that 20. So cool.
Awesome.
Hatsu Toshitsugu.
Hi.
Hey.
Like mentioned earlier, he would look out for potential roaming little groups, because he knows that's what the Draka group would do. And the more they walk along, they would think about whoever did this to the civilians in the cave must have returned to some place. So he tries to find tracks as well from, he would assume that with all the slaughter, that must have been at least 20 to 30 people. He would assume that it was 6 groups with 5 people. And he would look out for tracks for them to come back to figure out if they also stationed in Saigo no Toshi, or if they wouldn't, And if they wouldn't, he would look out for a potential patrol path or something.
Okay. That's more into... there's 2 rolls there, but I'm going to go with survival because you're mostly trying to track things as well. You're not just... you're not just looking for something current. You're looking for something that has been, and I'll focus on that as well. If you get a nat 20, I swear. Okay.
That is 13.
13. The way things used to work, the Kensei were the main protectors. There are guards and stuff in Saigo no Toshi. It's not just down to the Kensei, but the Kensei are your royal guard, your elite guard, your top of the top. They're the big kahunas. And they would have very set things that they needed to do. They would need to check the perimeter at certain intervals out. So they would have patrols that crisscross quite a lot. And then in the city, then it's just flooded. The streets have like people kind of everywhere that are like guards, alert systems, all sorts of stuff to make sure that if crime happens or everything happens, the response time is immediate. So with that in mind, what you find is that none of those perimeters are taken by usual patrols. Not only that, but the kind of people that would be here are not here. So this indicates maybe a few things to you. I'm not sure, but I would imagine. But the main thing that you find is that the fact that nobody exists up until the wall is probably the least Saigo no Toshi way to protect Saigo no Toshi. Because there are contingencies, strategies, plans. Overall, Saigo no Toshi is a trusting place, but that's because it's built on security that it can trust. It's not built on the trust of people. It's built on the back cornerstone of like this whole system that has been built to protect Saigo no Toshi. The dome that protects Saigo no Toshi, this psychological dome, expands far. Saigo no Toshi is safe. That does not exist here. That system is gone. That in itself might be telling of things, but the kind of people that you would expect to see here, even that you would just expect to see here based on the people that might be running Saigo no Toshi now or in whatever environment or situation that it's in, there is nobody out here. This place is desolate and dead because all the trees were cut down, everything was destroyed. They can see pretty far. You guys are like part of that, but they don't seem to be taking you as a threat, so their awareness to you is not known. But those are the people on the wall. Beyond the wall, nothing. Not for a long time.
So they're turtling up, condensing their forces. But he would still look up for... He would assume that... Because the civilians were guarded by some of the elite guards from the council, so he would assume that the group that took out the whole place would have to be like an elite group, if that makes sense. So he would still try to figure out if this group did come back to Saigo no Toshi, because he knows the direction where they would come from the mountain, if that makes sense. So he would assume that they would have taken the fastest way back to Saigo no Toshi, and if he couldn't find tracks, he could basically figure out if... Because he would also assume if Draka was in there and running shit with the group that is there, he would like to have his elite groups back into safety to basically save him and whatnot. So if he wouldn't find tracks of these groups, he would assume that Draka's elite group is basically operating from somewhere else, and that would mean that he's not with the others in charge in the city. So he would also look out for that, specifically.
If anything comes up that I think would passively be notified based on what you told me, I will tell you. That's the best I can do. But you're passive already in terms of perception's high, and I will include the fact that you're actively looking for it as well. So I'll include your active role, and I'll add it to your passive a little bit too, to try and make sure that if you cross anything that would remind you of that, you'll know. I won't make rolls for it later. I'll let you know if that happens, basically.
And before he would end his kind of little journey there, And with the fact that he also would have recalled what the usual procedure would be and stuff, he would try to remember. He knows that there have been evacuating scenarios for the council and stuff. So he knows there's secret gateways through the tunnels. Some of them where Eldrin has been through, and some of that. And he knows that the notables in the city and the big families, they all have secret escape routes, usually leading to a well or something that they could climb out of or whatever. So he tries to recall if he can remember a POI that would have such a facility like a tunnel or the sorts of that to get in and out of Saigo no Toshi.
In the interest of giving you a little bit of time back, I'll include that in what was going on, and I'll include that in some of the nat 20 rolls as well, because you know the exact location. You don't need any of that, so I'll bonus the nat 20s a bit as well, because I mean,
Hatsu knows, but Busy doesn't know. That's the problem.
There are tunnels, so you go and you check one, and you find that it has been caved in completely. So that in itself might be telling too.
So they know. All right. Thank you.
So seem to be knowledgeable of Saigo no Toshi, if respectful of its traditions.
In some capacity, yeah. There would be there's a visible, clear understanding of how Saigo no Toshi worked, because the responses that you're seeing, ships coming in and out, the pathing, the tunnels being caved in, there's a clear, all of this is pointing and indicating to something more. There's some indicator there at least, yeah. Slate I already did. Weslyn, was there anything you wanted to detect magic, was it?
Yeah, he's using detect magic as a ritual, so that it takes a little bit of time to cast. It's a verbal and somatic spell. So he's muttering under his breath as we move towards wherever we're going. To look for the things that can't be seen. Wards, magical spells, things that linger, things that may be set up to alert people who do these sorts of things.
Okay.
Where there are monsters, there are witches. Which is how that works.
I'm not arguing with that. There's a rationale there that I love to hear, and I promise you, I miss you when you're not here, because I love the monsters witches analogy that comes up whenever we see anything magical. Even though Weslyn is one of the most magical people in the group. I love that vibe.
Listen. We can go out on a boat later, all right?
As I say, not as I do.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right. I have no choice but be what I am.
What if they don't?
But yes.
Weslyn has like a midlife crisis, or like a crisis of faith or whatever. Yeah, so I mean, okay. If we're using things like detect magic, the first thing you'll note is that the only magical anything in a massive, or in the exact radius of the spell, is you guys. There is nothing hiding, nothing changed, nothing illusory, nothing like nothing. It's just real. All of this is incredibly real. There's also Albie.
Albie's magical. Albie's a spirit. Well, I'll keep it going. I think it's a 10-minute length spell, so just keep the spell active as we go.
I think I'm right in saying this, but familiars are magically bound to this realm. Am I right in saying that? Because they don't follow the same structure? I could be wrong.
How do you mean by magically bound, though?
I believe it's magic pulling them here, right? Like when you cast your spell for Find Familiar, you're pulling them here magically, and they're magically tethered here, and that's why when they die, they don't die, they go back to their realm, right? Am I overthinking it?
Exactly.
I think I'm
No, it's
right.
exactly as you said it.
That's how I
Yeah.
would. That's how I would take it.
That's what Eos pulls in Ramiel.
Okay, that's not how Magiana takes it.
Yeah, they're spirits. They're like
pulls it from her
spirits you
pocket.
summon.
Yeah. See, that,
spirit you
to
summon, right?
Magiana, this is more of a what are them little critters in Princess Mononoke called the tree spirits. You know,
the
it's
Kodama.
Oh, the wooden spirits.
yeah, the Kadama. That's it. This is what is more in her head of what it is.
At the
Very...
very.
saying like a children's magician, Albie's just out of your hat.
This
Do we
might
have
be.
Kodama in the Wandering Isles?
This might be a beyond the Isles kind of question, but I would imagine that, like, in some way, at the very, very minimal amount, there's a transmogrification happening here. But on a much broader scale, I feel like that there's a soul bound in this thing that is being pulled here and held here. That's the way I've always pictured Find Familiar, but I could be way off. This might be a deeper conversation for like a fucking definitely a different show. This doesn't have to happen here. But this is just something that occurred to me. So I believe anyway, one way or another, Albie would emit a magical aura or energy because something magical is happening here. What that is,
Yeah.
I'll leave it up to y'all, and we'll come back to this because it's interesting.
Just a question on that: would Dash's glasses and watch be emitting a magical aura to him as well?
100%.
They are magical. They're not.
They are.
They're not like.
No.
Yeah.
Anything that you have to ever like attune to that casts a spell that has any kind of impact in the game beyond, oh hey, this tells time, that is definitely something that emits magical aura. Yeah.
That tracks my step count. That is so magical.
Yeah, but it's like off by a little bit just to be annoying.
What kind of aura does Eos give in a situation?
Eos is not magical inherently, but the
Correct,
cloak
yeah.
she's wearing is, and
Yeah.
like you said, Ramiel, the staff, the gear she has on. None of you are inherently magical. Like even Slate isn't a magical
Correct.
creature. He's treated as such because they don't know what to call him. But the racial aspect of D&D, it's very clear, is you are a non-magical, like
You're humanoid.
you're humanoid, but it's like not magical inherently by race. It's magically by class and by the things you do and the things that you wear and equip and all of that. Race is non-differential when it comes to like magic stuff. So even though technically in this world and in this story, Eos would be a magical being, Slate would be a magical being, they don't emit a magic in a sense of like transmutation, evocation, that kind of thing. They don't belong to a school of magic that react more like a feat would, and that's why it's different. Feats don't show up on that either. It's purely magical, like objects or things or whatever. In this case, Albie as well.
That is the full
Would be a
description of
thing.
detect magic, I think. Yeah.
Identify feature.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Basically, at least
Oh,
that
that's
would
a
be
good
my
clarification, man. Thank
yeah,
you.
that'd be my good clarification. Oh, no, I didn't mean to say good. I was copying you by accident. I meant to say that would be my clarification. Absolutely. So okay. With that in mind, we shall persevere. Weslyn, if anything magical comes up, I will let you know for the next 10 minutes or so. After that, you're on your own, punk.
I'll just cast it again. Ritually.
Infinitely. Rituals are cool, man. Okay. All in all, there's a clear picture, I think, that's showing up here of kind of like the average sort of understanding here. I'll leave it up to you guys to decipher, to dissect, whatever you want to do here. But the information that you've gleaned from this has been a very telling experience, in my opinion. But I have a better overview than you, so discuss.
I got a fish.
Oh. Good job.
Ships are dead.
Didn't even know that you were looking out for fish.
Oh, it was in case someone spots me when I'm looking for the boats. I was going to be a nighttime fisher person.
So what happened with the boats?
Oh, bad news or good news?
I mean, the good news
It's
is
good
you
news.
caught a fish. This is your first fish, right?
First fish in a long time, actually. That's right, Hatsu. So the ships is kind of good news, bad news, okay? So there are ships and boats of a variety. The bad news is they kind of look like they're stacked on top of each other somehow and crashed into each other.
So it's like a sea barricade.
Very much so, like a ship graveyard of some kind. It's very weird.
Hmm.
Does it seem to you, Hatsu, as if they are going out of their way to make it the complete opposite of what Saigo no Toshi was?
I don't think so. I think they're looking for something inside Saigo no Toshi, and I think they just need their privacy.
Are you sure? Because the bodies on the walls, the ships, the burning of the Sakura, that seems overly theatrical for that kind of work. It's very much like that they want this message to be out there in the world. There's no subtlety to it.
One, it's expensive to run a city like Saigo no Toshi, and if you cut off all your supplies, you can't do that for a long time, I can tell you that. Two,
Absolutely.
if you want to get the word out, you send people out to spread the word, right? Have you seen anyone outside?
No, but the word is
No.
there. It reached me
Yep.
in Palparot, so the word is out.
Yeah. Might have
And
something to do with Emijaina's father. What I'm trying to say is, there's no logical reason to turtle in all your forces if you not wanna do something inside.
Definitely doing something inside, but can't help but shake the feeling that there's more to it.
Might be the unnamed one. Might be a crazy rampage of revenge. I don't know. I don't know these people. I just know that the rest of my people need help. Would be also good to know if they imprisoned our families or if they were all Slate.
If I could get a message into Alyssa.
Listen,
We first would have to figure out where they are. Or maybe
Oh,
Emidiana
she's
can
still
help
with
them.
Hayame.
I mean, if we do find a way in, I'm happy to try and get in myself. And you were saying that there's a spot that you would leave army messages. I could always leave something so they understand that we're here.
I left a letter for her there before we left. Maybe she did place one as well. I can show you on the map where it is.
Before that, we need to find if there's even a way into the city.
Unfortunately, they have been secret escape tunnels, and they were aware of it. They were closed. So, whoever did this, they either tortured somebody to tell them, or they didn't know in the first place. Both of these are scary.
Weslyn, you have some command of the ground and the earth and stuff. Are you not able to, clear out one of these tunnels? Shore it up so that we could use it to get back in?
Maybe. That kind of magic is forbidden.
I mean, most of what you said, any magic's forbidden. It's all witches and warlocks.
It's true. I could try. I just don't think that that is within my abilities. Speaking the language of root and stone is forbidden. What I can do is maybe speak with Lissa directly.
Really?
Well, I mean, assuming that she's not a monster and she sleeps.
She sleeps. She's
How
a
do you
monster
know?
to some, but I've heard her snoring.
We've all heard her snoring.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard her snore.
Rhythmic.
She snores.
Ooh, like a cat that smells catnip.
Apt description, actually.
Dash is more the whiny one. He does like.
Has she ever told you about what she dreams?
Frequently, it usually involves gems and gold and gems and gold.
Was she being honest?
I don't think so. There's more to her than that, but she likes to maintain the appearance.
What do you think she dreams about?
Family.
Emily?
Who's Emily?
Family.
Family.
Uh-huh.
I don't know her family. I'm sure that there are a lot of people in the city who dream about family.
Well, her family is here now.
In Saigo and Toshi.
Here, us.
He's
Well, I'm not
trying to
related to her.
say
You.
you should look for Dash in some of the dreams.
Do you think she dreams about you?
I like to think so.
Really, Dash?
It's carrying my child. I'm sure there's remnants of me in there somewhere.
Very vain of you, Dash.
I dream of her.
Sometimes it sounds like a little jealousy, yes.
No. Concern.
Concern.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's Lissa we're talking about. I'm more concerned about Dash.
As am I.
If she wants ice cream in the middle of the night and he can't get one, he's a fucking dead man.
How would she kill him if she's
just
in there?
above the table, real quick. Biz has missed Dash and hit Kean square in the face because I've gone through that. Sorry, wife. I love you. Anyway, back in.
My concern is that if he thinks Lissa dreams only of him, then she's not dreaming of her future child.
Not only of me, but it's quite common to dream of those close to you. Don't you dream of your mother, your friends, even us? Do we not make an appearance?
Truthfully, no.
I once had a dream
I
of
mean-
you on a giant flaming dragon coming out of Hatsu's sword.
I'm pretty sure we have been in a dream of you with your father.
Those in a way were not dreams.
I get it, but it's an equivalent, right?
From perspective, it could be.
I think the point is, it's not an ego thing. It's a probability thing. The people I know in Balbroth dream of what's familiar and
I
relatively
mean,
safe.
Weslyn needs an anchoring point to know what to look for, right? That's an indicator that might be a way in, I guess.
You need an anchor point, right, Weslyn? Dash,
Helpful.
you're an idiot. And I just go into Dash's bag, pull out his book, and pull out the black feather.
Dreams of birds?
This is her calling card.
I do.
She drops them in specific places to let people know she's been there. This is as iconic to her as is probably her own mortality.
May I have that?
Of course.
Dash, when you sleep tonight, don't dream of yourself.
I rarely do.
It will mix up the signal.
Is it okay if I dream of her?
Find out.
How about I just stay awake until you're done?
I can't guarantee you how long it takes. I don't know when she sleeps. Or if she sleeps. Or if she's so unconscious she is not conscious. Or she is like Eos, who has closed herself.
That's a lot of variables, but I appreciate your efforts.
I mean,
Shall we-
you did find Remington, right? You should have a little trust in him.
Oh, I trust him.
Is there anything you want me to say to her?
Sorry it took so long.
Do that?
Feel excited, I think. Or anxious. Maybe both. Should we find a place to set up camp?
Let's
That'd be a
cook this
good idea.
fish.
Well, wherever we camp, we're gonna need some cover, so let's try and find somewhere where we can hide ourselves a little bit.
And could it may be beneficial to keep an eye on the shoreline if possible too. We know at least one thing getting in, so if we do have to take Madriana's approach.
Well, we'll have watches anyway, just to be sure. Right. Let's find somewhere.
I'll let 2 people make the check, or 1 person with advantage, just to see what kind of space you can find. I assume you're looking for stealth rather than just to be wherever, right? So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somewhere hidden away. Or not necessarily hidden away, but just not a very obvious line of sight on us and stuff.
It's kind of like limiting line of sight to us, but keeping line of sight to the city and the shore.
Yeah.
Difficult balance.
That makes sense.
If this is survival, then Madriana would definitely not be the one looking for it. I think she's tried before and failed at that, so she wouldn't be the one looking to try and find us somewhere.
Yeah, this would be survival.
Any volunteers? You really don't want to leave it up to me, do you?
I'm happy to help. See what you got learned.
Sorry, Dash, I'm not familiar with the area.
But
Right,
Slate
myself and
might
Hatsu, I
know a
guess.
little bit something about that as well. He's quite a survival artist. And he's very old.
Older than I look.
I
But
mean,
I do,
you
in
can look
fact,
like everyone, right?
know a little something about that.
So, dash with advantage in the D4.
Mm-hmm.
That's 11.
11, okay.
You guys literally asked for it. I put it out there. Anyone want to do it? No? Fine. I guess I'll do it.
I mean, that's so sad. Yeah, I can help you. I can, like, you know. I mean, you know your sheet better than me. Just say out loud, I would do it, but I don't have a clue whatsoever.
This is the shovel all over again.
11.
11 is average.
Shovel!
Okay?
So-
Look, I cut this cake right down the middle.
11 is fine. I mean, it just means you're going further away rather than anything else. It's not a case of you having nowhere to hide or nowhere to go. It's more a case where you just have to go further to find it. So you have to travel about half an hour back into the tree line. That's probably the best way to put it. You do find a place. It's pretty heavily, densely covered by shrubberies, bushes, trees, and various sort of arboreal things. So aptly named arborist. You have a place that gives
You're
you...
going to say aptly named Boreal.
Yeah. You have a place that gives you... it gives you a bit of respite. Yeah.
I guess this'll do.
Well, I'll take the first watch tonight anyway. I'll take first and last.
Just to be clear, we should make fires.
Yes, I think tonight would be a huddled together for warmth kind of ideal.
Well, I can give out rations if you want to, or can make power balls for all of us. And she looks over to Eldrin.
Eldrin just nods.
Orballs could be good.
It's been an overwhelming couple of days for Eldrin, so he's pretty quiet.
Slate, would you know a thing or two about making sushi from raw fish, since we can't cook the fish?
I mean, it's not a poisonous fish this time, so we're probably okay.
No, it might be shipwrecked fish, though.
That should be fine.
Okay.
We can do it together.
You guys have cooked rice? That's amazing. You know, it molds very fast after a day, you know? I wouldn't eat the rice when it's not fresh.
All I got was a fish, Hatsu.
So then it's just raw fish. That's not sushi, right?
That's true. That's true. Sorry.
You could make the argument there is sushi that only has fish, but... You know... whatever. Once the power balls.
Just take a normal ration, thank you.
I'll take one.
Dash, Eldrin. Weslyn? You don't eat? Oh, you have your berries, right? I've totally forgot about it.
They do exist. I think for this I need to go with light stomach.
You sure was? I'm gonna get hungry.
Okay. I can eat when I get back.
So you would give out a ration to Amadriana, and he 3 rations to make power balls for Dash, Eldrin, and himself.
No worries. Eldrin is with you at the camps, but I'm assuming not by the wall, considering he's carrying a massive glowing fox. But he's present at the camp, but there is a lot of light here emitted from chicken.
Maybe throw him under a bag or something, it'd be fine. Well,
Dash, you're on mute.
Eos will position Ducky directly in front of Chicken. Block the light.
Giant horse shadow
Yeah, cast across the entire forest.
It's like
Oh my
projected
God, it's a
onto
Trojan
the wall.
horse.
Yeah, it's projected onto the wall of Saigo Toshi as like a 50-foot horse.
What a giant horse!
Like a shadow cinema.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
see, like they're making
Shadow
hand
box.
signs and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm
Make the
picturing
horse
an
look like
Austin
a
Powers
dragon.
scene.
I could put. Hang on, if I put the wings on the horse, or like make out my wings of the horse, you could make it look
Oh my
like a
God.
Pegasus, and then they might want to come out and hunt it down, and we can kill them.
That's just gonna go like this. Adriana, would you mind if I join you for the first watch?
Depends how
Nothing to
much talking there
participate
is. Yes, it's fine. You guys should get a rest.
Well, I'm going
Weslyn,
to watch then.
Weslyn, I believe you have a task at hand. Do you sleep for it, or is it like a semi-conscious thing?
Can't remember the last time I actually have ever slept. It's been a long time since I've actually slept. Like real sleep.
Well, whatever you need to do for this, we'll be here watching over you anyway.
We'll go lean against a tree and slowly fall into trance. And let himself drift into whatever currents define this dream state.
You try and follow a flow. It's a usual thing. You try and hone in on the person that you're trying to connect to. Is there a range for that?
No range. Anchors are usually pretty helpful, but there's all sorts of things that can interfere. Knowing someone is always pretty helpful.
For the moment, you don't connect to anything, but your meditative state is up. I will start with Madriana and Dash during the downtime. Who will be going after them? Eldrin will not. He will be in his tent, which is the only tent that's somewhat glowing. And he is guarding Chicken.
Hatsu would do the middle shift and also the other with Madriana together, the last one, because he doesn't need to sleep.
And
Yes,
Slate will
well.
enjoy his beauty sleep all the way through.
Nice.
As he has done every day since we've been in this campaign.
Normally, I do the last shift for watch.
Oh, yeah.
On this occasion, I will not.
So it's a Madriana, Dash. Second watch is Hatsu. Third watch is that what it is? Is that what you were going to say?
Yeah,
Okay.
could jump in and third.
No
Been a while
worries.
since he got an opportunity to trance.
Weslyn, by third, I'll say that you're kind of in a place where that's fine. Yeah. I don't know what happened to my camera. I'll fix it in a sec. Cool. But I think we'll take a break first because something janky is happening.
Okay.
All over the place here. So we'll take a quick break. This seems like a good sign from the universe. There we go. That's working. Good sign from the universe. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back and then we will jump into Dash and Madriana downtown. Okay. Or campfire time. Cool. See you shortly. Yeah, we're back. We find ourselves at a campsite. We are going to join. Was it Hatsune and Madriana, I believe?
Dash.
Dash. Sorry. Dash.
No, first one, yeah.
Madriana? Okay. With that in mind, then, we all go away and let them talk.
Just case in point, when we're doing
We're already
watches,
It's too late. Do. Okay, what am I?
when we're doing the watches, Dash would specifically be trying to keep an eye out just on the city as well, to watch the comings and goings as well as the usual watching the perimeter.
So
kind of
Dash
thing.
would like to use his watch To watch. I'm glad we clarified that.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'll just yes. I'll just clarify what watching.
Okay, gotcha.
Anyway.
But who watches the Watchers?
The Dreamers. Anyway, how are you doing? You seem to have a little issue in the tents the last time. Genuinely, I mean, are you okay?
I'm okay now. I guess I just wasn't prepared for what that creature had in store for us.
That was new for it. Wasn't that scary? Last time I faced it.
That's because last time it wasn't really you, wasn't it?
It's more so that last time it wasn't at that level. I mean, it wasn't really me, but it was still, same capabilities as what I could do now.
Oh, how Varfrost must have been disappointed. But seriously, you're saying he's getting stronger every time? How is he able to come back?
That's more of a Slate question. I think, if I'm keeping count correctly, I think that's the 7th time I've seen it die. So, a mild concern.
Well, I'll be more prepared for the 8th then.
Yeah. You're holding up well, otherwise you've been through a lot while you were away. Was that just the final straw that broke the camel's back?
It was an unsuspecting result, I guess. One minute I have full control of the fight. The next I don't. I've had this happen before, obviously. Both Slate and Aldrin have bested me in ways that I didn't understand. So I always try to adapt, learn how to fight off these certain things. This is just another one of those. I think I let my confidence get the best of me during the beginning of that fight.
There. How do you plan to adapt based on this one, then?
Well, my body can be as strong as it is. I know what I can do with that. Maybe it's time I start working on my mind.
One of the sharpest minds I know.
Maybe.
If you improve that, you'll be unstoppable.
If I improve that, then I'm only 50 steps behind my father.
You're worth a lot more than what your father is, by my estimation.
That feels like a compliment, but Well, I mean, I guess you do keep good company at least, so your estimation can't be that bad.
I usually know what something's worth.
I don't know why you had to do what you did. Why you had to leave. Why that was struck with Frost. But if it happens as you say it did, and that we were released because of the fact that you made this deal, nobody might say it, but we do appreciate it. That place was truly fucking horrible. Well, unless you're Slate, in which unless you're Hatsu, in which case it was kind of, I don't know, kind of relaxing.
Relaxing is not the word I would have expected to hear.
You see, where most of us saw the things that truly horrify us in this life, Hatsu's most horrifying thing, at that point at least, was his awakening.
Awakening?
Him realizing his full potential and, I guess, destiny, you might want to say. He'd made peace with himself. Made peace with what he was about to do.
Oh. I see. It's a rare thing to be at peace with oneself.
It is. And unfortunately, I don't think it's anything that any of us should actually plan for.
I don't know, I feel like I'm strangely almost there.
That's what worries me the most. Because you do not know what's on the other side of that wall right now.
I don't, but I know that it's something that's worth fighting for. And that's enough for me to know that the choices I make will be for the right reasons. I don't have to doubt my own motivations anymore, is what I mean. It's not.
And I agree with that. I think you should listen to yourself. But I also want to temper any expectations you have of what's beyond that wall. We know where she was. We know what the plan was. Shit has happened since then.
Mm-hmm.
One thing my mother always taught me was, never ask a question if you're not ready for both answers. Same as this. Don't enter this city if you're not ready for both possible outcomes. Stay out here. Let us find out.
I'm ready for any eventuality. It doesn't mean I'll be necessarily happy, obviously. Can't guard against what my emotions might be.
Oh, listen, if we get in there and the worst has unfortunately befallen us, then trust me, my blade will be right beside yours.
Thank you, Madriana.
Overall, the watch is quiet. The walls show no signs of anyone coming or going. The area around you shows no signs of anything either. In fact, in terms of wildlife, even nothing approaches here. You hear the wind through the trees, of what remains of the trees in certain aspects, but you hear the wind through the trees and you see the bugs and stuff, but a surprising lack of wildlife has changed this landscape Things are overgrown. Things are not natural. There's an air of something horrific happening here that just can't be ignored even by nature itself.
Is there any word from Albie?
Albie, taking everything in, I mean, there's nothing in ways of patrols and stuff is what we're talking about, right? Like, and stuff like that. Did you send
Yeah,
over this?
just yeah. So essentially, I gave him the idea of if they happen to be paying any particular attention to our direction, that it might be that they've noticed us, to let me know.
It has been noticed that you were there, in the sense that when you guys were walking by, if Albie was watching, people would have like pointed and kind of been made aware, like as in they were paying attention to it, but you left. Since then, nobody has followed or taken any note or interest. Plenty of people come and go. It's the going part they care about. One more thing that Albie would notice, though, is how blindingly difficult approaching this wall would be. There are people armed with bows, with things Albie certainly hasn't seen before. But the most notable thing is the addition of ballistas to these walls. If they think for a second there's a threat, and they take a shot, probably not much chance that the Slate itself could hold up against it, let alone any of you guys individually should it hit. This place is guarded and armed and protected in a way that it definitely wasn't before. The ballistas themselves aren't mounted on the top. They are mounted sort of about halfway down, and there are these lines or slits that are barely visible through the wall. They're protected by this shield. Almost intentionally so. And by this shield, I mean the shield of people that were put on the wall, not necessarily physical, actual shield. It's very difficult to see. So I'll give that to Albie as something clear indicator that they were paying attention to. They could get closer as a bird than you could have with your wings.
As the time for our watch is winding down, how does Weslyn look to us?
He's in trance, but John, if you want to feel that more than I do, you can go ahead.
Dead. He looks dead.
You guys weren't watching, and
Not again.
No.
Eldrin wanted his familiar, so
Familiar jacked.
familiar jacked.
Weslyn is unnaturally still for someone who would be sleeping. You know, you would normally see rapid eye movement at some point. You'd see, you know, a rhythm of breathing, but even his breathing is slowed. There's no movement from him at all.
And the anchor, the feather, does he hold it, or what does he do with that?
You don't see it.
Just smells the feather.
Yeah, he chopped up the fine dust. Yeah,
It's
no,
a line of dirt.
yeah, it's not visible. It's he's put it somewhere
Okay.
appropriate. He's put it somewhere appropriate.
I
Caught like a pro.
Okay. Okay, then what Dash would do, like, he had no idea if this will help, but just for the last few minutes, he would take out his journal and he would sketch just a portrait of Lissa from memory. And I know if Weslyn has, like, I don't know what position his hands are, but try to place it maybe in Weslyn's hands, just on the off chance that's something that might help.
Because this is something
You're gonna
so
serve
important.
the baby. You're gonna wake the baby.
Because this,
What are you doing?
Gently. He's going to gently place it.
because this is something so important, I won't shovel incident you. I will let you draw a beautiful
Thank
picture
you.
of Lissa. I will not make you do rolls for this. Weslyn, at this point, you're starting to feel a connection. Not necessarily. It could be something in terms of timing with with the drawing, but the likelihood is that Lissa is finally going to sleep. It's almost like seeing darkness and then, as if a projector turned on and there's smoke and the faintest part of light gazing through that smoke, and it's creating imagery and it's giving you something to see. So though your body remains physically still, your mind wanders. But not just yours. Dash, as you fall asleep, and Weslyn wanders through your dream to get to another. Weslyn, I will give you a rare opportunity to take someone with you. Now, I'll let you choose who, but I would really go for Dash.
Well, I mean, I'd like to bring my childhood friend.
I haven't seen him in a long time. I'd love to know how he's getting on.
I've seen him in a long time, yeah.
Well, that's funny. Take inspiration if you don't have it. That was really funny.
Thank you. I think if I feel the pull of some other force, I may pause to make sure it's not forces that should not be pulling. Is this something that I'm tethered to and pulling myself, or is it something that is tethered to me and following with?
The shortest way to a person is through another. And if you can make a connection through, in this case, Lissa through Dash, or for example, Rain through Eos, you find it easier to make those dream connections through people that you know, and you are tethered by objects that you are holding, which helps. It's easy to pull those cords. But there is certainly an enhancement to your power here that you're not familiar with. It's probably the best way to phrase that. And I'm not trying to suggest that there's a familiar here, because we've talked about them a lot today. I mean familiar in the sense of knowing.
Wow, it's that will definitely be a feather in the hat.
Right.
We'll hang a lantern on that one, because that one is we don't have time to be super worried about that at the moment. We will be worrying about that later. I'm going to try and keep the two of us from crashing into her dream, if at all possible, and see if I can't ease in one step at a time so as to not flood her dream, if that makes sense.
It makes sense. It's important that Dash knows if you die in a dream, you die in real life. We're going Freddy Krueger rules, right? I mean, the main thing is that Dash, I just combined like a whole bunch of words. I think I put a whole sentence together in that. As Dash stands on the precipice of her dream and awaits further instruction, there's a strange familiarity, not through sight, but smell. This is Palporoth. And then you hear something that is almost intoxicating to you, and it's the laughter of Lissa. Weslyn, as you enter her dream, she's more or less Scrooge McDucking a vault full of gems, jewels, coins. She is like diving in. She's making gold angels. She's in her element. She's happy.
Now that I'm here, she is welcome to make a wisdom saving throw to determine whether or not this is a dream. If she succeeds on her wisdom saving throw and is aware that it is a dream, she can eject me without a second's thought.
That would be a 17.
She would save, so she is aware she is dreaming.
The gold pile gets bigger. The gems get more. Her lucidity of the dream doesn't seem to be off-putting to her. So far, she has not woken up.
Weslyn will pick up a gem.
Hey,
Examine it.
hey. That's a nice one. You have to treat it like something that you care about.
Your name is Lissa?
That's right. And you're a Weslyn.
I bear the calling of my season.
Weslyn isn't a season, it's a name.
I have no name, Lissa. Only the calling of my season.
So, like,
Let's not split hairs, I'm sorry.
Autumn? Yeah, should I call you Autumn?
No, I was born in the spring. I bear the calling of my season.
Well, your season.
My name means West Meadow. But it's complicated. Let's not get too deep into that.
A meadow
sorry,
isn't a season. I'm sorry to nitpick, but it really isn't a season. A meadow is a place.
Well, no, it just in your tongue, it means West Meadow.
I thought I was dreaming, but this is a little weird for me. Why are you here?
Oh,
Meadow?
yeah. Yes, it is rather unorthodox, Lissa, to come to you like this. We are outside of Saigo no Toshi. And we have come to help.
Don't do that. Get away from
It's
here.
too late, I'm afraid. We could use your help.
This is very weird
If
for
you're
a
willing.
dream. Can I interest you in
It's
some
difficult
gold?
to it won't do me any good, I'm afraid.
Does everybody good?
Not here.
Have you seen Dash?
Yeah.
You hesitated.
Would you?
Is he alive?
He is.
Surprising, but good.
Would you like to speak to him?
I'm not sure if he'd like to speak to me. He's been gone a long time.
If you'll permit me, Lissa, a little control.
I don't know if we can fit more gold in this vault, but you're welcome to try.
Going to try and further open that passageway, whatever weird liminal space that we use to enter here.
Dash, I would also
To
need
bring him through.
a wisdom saving throw technically from you, though you can choose to fail if you wish. You know what's happening. So it's more just to give you the option. 14. You have no option.
Roll anyway.
Did he? I don't think he
Oh,
succeeded.
sorry.
right?
Well, then it is a dream.
Crossing the threshold is at this point in Weslyn's hand because you failed your throw. So if Weslyn chooses to, he can bring you across.
I'm going to bring a reflection of him in a gym.
Okay. That's probably the most respectful way to do it, yeah.
So I've never dragged someone into someone else's dream. I've been in someone else's dream. But I've not ever pulled someone else with me.
Right.
And again, feather in a hat on that one, because that is a little concerning. But if I have the means to bring him through, and he did fail his saving throw, then I think I'll form his presence here in a way that might translate to her.
I'll advance upon that. There's a mirror on the wall of which you came through. That it reflects what she sees behind her, but it also gives the imagery of Dash. Also a little bit easier than holding a gem. So Dash, you yourself are standing wherever you're dreaming about. So I believe you said on the back of a dragon. You're just screaming the entire time.
Once had a dream of Eos riding a dragon coming out of Fatu's sword. Dash would.
There's a whole thing to unpack there, but
enough,
that's okay.
Yeah. Dash would have been, I'd imagine him kind of in a dark corridor walking towards an
So
image
you're in
of
a
Lissa
perfume
at the end of the
factory
corridor.
in Palperoth.
We're not going down this road. Nope. Nope. That one is parked.
You're okay.
He would have been in like a dark corridor. It's just pitch black, but there's intermittent doors on either side that he's just walking past. And at the end of the corridor, he knows Liz is there, but he up until this point, he can't get there. Like no matter how fast he runs, it just the distance never closes.
As Weslyn channels you through the mirror, that end of the hallway suddenly, quite rapidly, comes towards you and stops right before you. There's never a sense of danger from it, but more a sense of a distance closing greatly. But this really bad signal because they're going through a tunnel. So you connect, and you can see Lissa and Weslyn almost as if you're looking through a window, but there's no way through it. To them, it's a mirror. To you, it's just the end of this space.
Very much like mime.
Yeah. Lissa will walk up to the mirror. Dash?
Lissa?
She looks through the mirror and she goes to try and slap at you, but she's like, okay. I'm not sure if I can hit you from here, but just pretend you got hit.
It stings like a bitch.
Yeah, it will. Where the fuck have you been?
It's a long story. I'm so sorry. I didn't.
This is my dream.
to be
I have
away that
infinite
long.
time.
You might. I don't.
No,
You still-
technically, you don't.
You still in Saigo no Toshi?
Yes. So?
We're outside.
Yeah. Don't be.
Why?
The only rational reason that you have not come to see me so far is because you know how dangerous this place is.
I know how dangerous it is, but that's not going to stop me if there's any possible route to you. Why haven't you got out?
Why haven't you come in? I gave you that letter 8 months ago. More? You just vanished.
It wasn't of my own doing. Remember that book Slate had?
Sure.
Short version, the being that occupied that book took control of my mind for about 7 months.
Listen, if you're not ready to be a father, you don't have to make shit up. I mean, it's.
Oh no,
just-
it's. You're just gonna have to trust me on this. I can get into the finer details of it with you in person, but
I'm not sure if my
quite
new
simply
husband would
not-
like that.
What?
No, I'm just kidding. I just wanted to make you sting and I couldn't slap you, so. So you were stuck in a buck for 7 months, that's what you're saying? And what
No,
about the extra month? You didn't come see me at all during this time?
Book occupied my head for the last month. We've been making our way here,
That seems rather convenient.
but it's been a massive inconvenience.
I
can
always
assure
told you the thing holding you back in life was that empty head of yours.
You're not wrong. How can we get to you? How can I get to you?
First of all, you get my apology gift. You steal it from
I'll
wherever the
get
best
you-
gem you can find, and then
I'll steal you a whole fucking city if I have to.
if there was a way out of this city, I would have used it by now. And right now, I firmly cannot leave here.
What happened?
Place fell to shit.
I can see that much from here.
Oh, so we have infinite time to
Ow.
tell my story and not yours?
Who? Is it the Archon?
No,
Someone else?
He's been gone as long as you. I'm pretty sure he got what he needed.
That's concerning. So who's running the place?
It's a bit complicated. At first it seemed to be a council, but they slowly started dying too. And once they were dead, an opportunity was given to people, let's say opportunity, to leave before a new ruler would take over. Some people took the opportunity and some people saw it as a trap.
There was dozens of bodies in a cave outside the city. I imagine that's where that opportunity led them.
That's sad. It was mostly women and children that left. I had hoped in some way
it's
that
mostly
they went
women and
away.
children that we found.
There's a small rebellion. Obviously myself, Ayami. There are a few other people. But ultimately, I don't think there's much that we can do. The Toshitsugus have been gone. Almost as long as you have. Any semblance of power has been gone. There's a new Kensei. They still go by the same name, but they are brutal. There is... If you come in, walk with a smile and purpose, antagonize nobody, and hope against all hope that nobody asks you a single fucking question. Be as innocuous as possible. Do not get caught. Do not try be flashy. And do not trust the night. They are well used to it. We lost a lot of people. A lot of people.
Who's bringing in the bourbon?
What?
I was in Palperoth for a little time after I got my mind back. The one bit of information I got was that anything getting into the city is bourbon.
There's a ship that comes, but it's not filled with bourbon. It's mostly contraband to sell within the city, I suppose. It's mostly for the Willow. It has nothing to do with anybody. That's how we get supply. Yeah, the Willow. He mostly gets supplies and different things to keep us going. It's more for us than for anybody here.
How often does that
How
ship...
did you hear about that even? That's not public information, surely. If it is,
Security
that's
consultation.
terrible news for us.
How often does that ship come?
Once a month.
How long has it been?
About 3 weeks. We're due soon, thankfully. This one should have some supplies on it for, well, me, I hope.
And who's the Willow?
Willow's like a master thief here.
Oh, that's the one Adriana met.
Possibly. I mean, the Willow's the only reason the rebellion stands any sort of chance at the moment. They're a master at moving things. Without their passageways and understandings and people and connections and ways to reach out and into the city, I don't think we would have a chance.
Can they get us in?
Maybe on the ship, but you would have to get on it pretty far out, so that it's not like you talk about it like it's a cargo holder, but it's not. It's a small boat that comes in with supplies. I don't know, like
need to see you and apologize in person. This doesn't feel real.
Look, the person who meets the ship, her name is Hanano Sasayaki. She is your best chance at finding me and Ayami. But be warned, things have changed. People are different.
Where could I meet her?
The boat comes in to the southern sort of dock area, but low. There's a connecting point. It's more like a small centering of rocks. That's how it comes in. If you can get there, but that's not easy to swim. You would need a vessel, and you would need to remain hidden. They're looking for this. There's a very, very short window to make it. Without some speed on your side, it's not happening.
A vessel's speed and stealth we can manage. Not all of us. The way you're talking, it seems like you don't intend to leave until you've seen this thing through.
I think you'll find, Dash, that if you do get in here, it's not about my intention at this point. Originally, of course, it was to help, but I'm not able to go anywhere right now.
Oh, where are you?
I'm fat.
Darling.
It's been a long few months. I'm in two minds.
Sorry I wasn't
Dash.
there.
I want you to be here, but also fuck you.
That second one is very appropriate.
Look, if it's true, we'll talk about it. We'll get through it. But if you come through these walls and you get killed, I will spend every coin I've amassed to bring you back and kill you again.
What it's worth, I've basically been dead like twice in the last 2 months, so it'll be a new experience.
Weslyn, do I control this dream?
Yeah, this is your dream.
Can I
Oh,
show
this is
you
going to hurt,
places?
isn't it?
I don't know.
Would it make the mirror go away?
Yes.
How do I
I
show
could have a
you?
cartoon yikes sign right now.
How do I show you where to go? Can I do that?
Just think of what you've seen. You're in control of the space. Just take us there.
She tries to focus on what she's seen, but as opposed to it being about space, it's more about at first it's about the changeover from Palperoth to Saigo no Toshi. But nothing looks out of the ordinary. The houses look fine, the people look fine, the shops look fine, everything looks fine, and it starts to build these things. And she brings you to a place down at the docks where it's mostly just rocks and different things, and she shows again and again how the ship, this boat came in, covered in a tarp. It doesn't have anyone sort of piloting it or anything like that, but it does seem to be following a set path. You have seen things like this before. You've seen a very similar spell before. The boat itself, once the tarp is removed, a few people in like overalls and cover and stuff like that, this music is not appropriate for this, start pulling things off of the boat, and they put the tarp back on, and the boat just makes its way back out. But it's just a little rowboat. That's all it is. It's nothing that is like crazy or like a huge boat or a lot of things, and the supplies mostly seem to be like food focused. So it's like it's people just trying to survive. But if you look in the shops, they look packed. If you look at the different things, they look like filled. The streets seem to be moving. So there's a miscommunication somewhere between what she's talking about and what you're seeing. But if that's the dream or not isn't clear.
And just on that rowboat, at an estimate, how many of us could realistically fit under the tarp
One,
without
maybe two.
chucking out food?
Not without chucking out supplies. And one, maybe two is the answer. Like, it is small. Like, it's small enough to avoid being detected. It is just, like I said, it's effectively a rowboat. Like,
It's a rowboat.
Yeah. Whatever this is, it's clearly, if someone were to find out about the supplies and to wonder why, they might want to mask this, and that's where a legend might be born of it being bourbon or something of that nature, so that it's not questioned why people need boxes or different things to maybe put on it. But it's also clearly not understood what this is. And if it were, and if this were known about here, it would already be gone. Like, this is the most janky way to get anything in, but it's also the only way to do it.
Okay. Where in the city are you?
Find Hannah. She will lead you to us. But be warned and be cautious. If there's any risk at all of you getting caught, or I don't know, just don't lead them to us.
Okay. I miss you.
I miss you too. Idiot.
Oh, good to see you again.
Yes, you too.
Do you want me to turn around so you guys can, do whatever you want to do through that glass?
You hear a loud sort of bang, crash, sort of almost like an explosion, and suddenly things go dark. And Madriana, while you're still on watch, in Saigo no Toshi, you do see smoke beginning to rise somewhere within the walls of the city.
Who's still up with me?
At the moment, it would be, I believe, Hatsu getting up.
So I just grab Hatsu's arm and like yoink him to like sat upright properly.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that?
Hi. Looks
Keep
like
watch.
fire.
Keep watch. Weslyn's doing his thing. Dash has gone to sleep. I'll see what I can see, okay?
Hi.
And I'm gonna quietly run about 100 yards away and then go up. And I'm gonna try and do what I did before. I went high enough where their ballista and stuff probably wouldn't be able to hit me, but be able to see what's going on.
Yeah, there's clearly something in the city that has caused a problem. There's like a big blaze. People are panicking and they're trying to put the fire out and stuff like that. But it's one of the... I don't think a Madriana would know the districts, unfortunately. So one of the like merchant areas, like where the shops and stuff are, has like caught fire, but you would know enough, I guess, about this kind of thing to know
Like,
that
is this where the
doesn't-
tea place was?
Yeah, that kind of area would be like that sort of. There's like near enough to there anyway, that you would recognize that. But the like one of the buildings is ablaze, but like first of all, this is a huge fire. All of a sudden, there was no smoke about a minute ago, and second of all, there was a loud sort of noise that would have been registered. Like from a distance, it wouldn't have been a lot to you, but you would have picked up on it enough to go that okay, there was an explosion here. Important distinction.
Okay. Who's running about? Is there anyone I can see that I would know particularly?
From this distance, I don't think so. I don't think you're able to pick up on specific entities. It's easy to see someone like Ironclad, right? Because it's like he's abnormally large and a big dude. And you can kind of make out figures and stuff, but from like without risking yourself to being caught, you wouldn't be able to pick up on specific faces from here. More just figures, and especially in the dark.
Well, the temptation to do something very, very, very stupid right now. How large was the explosion? How big is the smoke plume?
One building and one building's worth of plume. It's like it's going up. It's going up, but it's like concentrated to one building. It's not like a whole district on fire or anything.
Like, do I feel like it's enough that I would be covered if I was to like nosedive through the plume of smoke?
Probably not.
And then pull out at the last second.
Probably not, but also you would also have to factor in the fact that people on the wall are probably looking this way as well. So it wouldn't just be a concentrated thing of you going down, because the plume gets thinner and thinner and thinner. Eventually you won't be, and if you're flying through it, you're also suddenly spreading the plume out. It's clear something is flying through, or at least moving through, because it would be acting in a non-natural way, right? But the other thing to factor in is that a lot of people at a height are also looking in this direction. So they would be, if you go low, the odds of you being seen are a lot higher. Now, whether or not you can do that on the right side of the plume to kind of get enough of a leeway and to be hidden would depend on a stealth roll with disadvantage, but you can try if you want to. But that's what we would be talking about here.
No, I'm gonna.
Busy's just
I'm
like,
gonna
what are you
circle.
doing?
Seriously, I'm so tempted. I think even she would understand though that this isn't the moment to do this. This is too much attention.
This would be a very concentrated time to do this. If anything, this would be less advantageous to you than normally doing it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna keep circling for a minute to see if any of the, shit people come running over, whether they're standing there laughing, if there's people that get taken out the building, what kind of people. I'm going to just try to get as much information as I can as to the potential of why this happened, or at least who it's happened to and by.
Okay.
And as LB is just a bird, I'm going to send him in a little bit closer than what I could get. He's going to be like, say, a couple of rooftops over kind of thing.
Okay. Albie would pick up on the fact that there's a lot of panic around this place, just trying to put the fire out and stuff like that. People definitely got injured in this. And so there are, it's like I want to say it's like medical people, but it's not like an ambulance system. It's more like a stretcher system. There are people on stretchers,
right,
and then there are people picking up the stretchers and running in a direction. You would imagine to some sort of clinic of some kind, or a hospital or something like that. Because you wouldn't know about Saigo no Toshi's health infrastructure. You didn't have to deal with it.
No.
But there's clearly something going on in that capacity. That would probably be most of what you're picking up on it, yeah. It's a lot of chaos.
I'm going to go back over like where the main guys were in the middle of the town city there. Do they seem to still be there? Have they dispersed, or are they just kind of
the people that you saw when you were there earlier? As in
God, what's his fucking name? Metal Jaw.
Ironclad.
Yeah, as
Ironclad
in,
isn't
like,
there
them
anymore at the
guys.
moment. No, like they're not here at the moment. Like they just happened to be out earlier while you were checking, but a few hours has passed now, so it's not they don't just
Okay.
stand there waiting or anything.
Why not?
That's the thing, is I figured they
If
might be
you're-
just a show of force in the middle.
If you're in a rush to find Ironclad, we can make that happen. Yeah, so that
Does
is.
it seem like all of the attention from all the walls are on this?
I wouldn't say all the attention because they're not like it's not untrained guards, right? Like if it was just
Right.
typical untrained people, probably. But in this case, there is a lot of attention.
Trying to think how I can use this to my advantage. I'm gonna have Albie report back to Hatsu with the instructions to basically draw on the ground, like in the mud, a rudimentary square with a triangle like roof, and then just do like kind of scratch it out as if it's like suddenly not there kind of thing.
What do you mean?
So Albie's going to fly back to Hatsu
Okay.
and basically on the ground in the mud draw like a rudimentary child's house, or like a square with a triangle on top, like a roof top, and then he's going to like stamp on it and like make it look like it's like smoke out of it, like it's just gone kind of, it's been destroyed.
The hell is that, like performance? I'll go with performance. It's
I
probably
mean,
the quickest and easiest way from the bird.
Okay.
I need to know if the bird can draw a house. Like,
I mean, technically, when Adriana is controlling him, he can make him do it. I
but
would
the
assume.
distance
Oh,
is
I
pretty
can
great.
make him
She's
do
over
it,
the city,
but
and you
it's-
guys are
yeah.
30 minutes
okay.
out from the city
Yeah.
walking. So
Yeah.
He doesn't have a performance, so what is that, dexterity? I don't know what performance is.
charisma, I think.
It is charisma. This isn't gonna go well.
Charisma, no prof anyway. So because it wouldn't be performance prof on a bird would be wild. So
I mean, it's in a 20. Never
there's
mind.
no fucking way. Holy.
Albie's first net
So-
20.
He basically draws a
Crazy.
what's the fuck is he draws a script board of like actions and events and what's happened over the last like 10 minutes that we were watching.
Would it be so good with a net 20 that Hatsu kind of would assume which kind of street it happened in, like in which district?
Goddamn no way. There's no way that bird is drawing a fucking clear 100%. Like I don't. Fuck you, not 20.
So it doesn't. So there's not
I mean,
a
it's a
sign on it
crow.
that says like Maggie's
It's the most
tea or
intelligent bird, you know?
Yeah.
maybe
I will
he
tell you
picks
that
up
it.
the flicks of the signpost and takes it with him.
I will tell you with 100% certainty that this bird is not drawing a fucking picture perfect, like fucking. building.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
But-
Hatsu gets that it was a building. That's enough.
Here's
It's fine.
yeah. The bird also does
And,
a really
like-
cool tap dance
like, okay.
afterwards. Like a really fucking, like you can't believe what you're seeing. Like the tap
let's
dance
phrase
is
it that
so
way.
good.
Okay,
Hello,
the
my baby.
description-
Hello, my honey.
This is like the picture, the pictures of Albie and the direction where the smoke comes from.
Yeah.
He would know which district that is, right?
Roughly.
Roughly. Mm-hmm.
Major, because I can't give you anything for that 20, and I'm feeling bad that that's the third one today. You can have inspiration for it, so you can use it again later, okay? Because I actually cannot reward you for that 20 on a bird, because he's definitely not doing that with a picture. But
I've never seen a nat 20 break a DM as much as that right there. That's
Correct.
fantastic.
but I will. Yeah, Hatsu, I'll.
For the listeners, I will also point out that was a nat 20, but with a -2, so it's technically only an 18.
Nat 18 though. Let me have a look. This would be the... Yeah, okay. This would be the Nira, the Temple Garden district.
Oh, Temple Garden, okay.
Yeah. So this is quite near residential, and this is quite near the tea district and the merchant district and stuff. All of that area is around this, because this is, for those who remember from Saigo no Toshi, when you guys were going up to the temple district, you cross through the merchant district and straight up. It's literally there, and it's quite bordering on the areas. So for Madriana, it would seem like I said, like where the shops and stuff are, because that was what you were most familiar with. Specifically for Hatsu, knowing more about this would be the temple garden area. Would be the best way to do that. That is as much as I'm squeezing that nat 20.
So this feels more like a fuck you to your gods kind of event.
Temple district is a more vague thing in Saigo no Toshi. There are temples there that are religious, but there are also temples there that do other things. But there are multiple, there are multiple things there. It could be a fuck you to your gods. It could also be, temples also means like the monasteries, yes, but there's also like a calligraphy school, or like the shrines, or whatever. Like there's a whole bunch of stuff. You guys most notably would have been here with the graveyard and stuff that you went to. That would be here as well.
So one last thing before I fly back to talk to Hatsu is I'm gonna essentially memorize the layout of like what I can see through the plumes and stuff, so that I can give him a rough estimation of like this road kind of thing, like an aerial view basically. And then I'm gonna get out of Dodge before I'm noticed.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Albie.
No problem. And then it walks away. That's the last nat 20. Fine. Technically, of course, gonna learn to talk. Right. Albie is
mimicry.
Albie puts his top hat back on after its jig. It's tap dance. I'll say, Major, you're heading back to the group, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna head back.
In the meantime, the rest of the group, you are now awoken by the kerfuffling. Weslyn, you and...
Whoa. Some part of my watch is not done yet, though.
Okay. Weslyn and Dash,
if I may,
you guys are forcefully awakened, but yes, if you would like to, I don't know. Okay, sure. If you want to look around and sit down and watch.
There's just one thing that Hatsu is really curious about.
Okay.
Because there's two options in his mind that might have caused what has happened.
Yeah.
Actually, three. One would be that the rebellion did like some kind of attack to a structure, a place, or people that were cooperating with these invaders.
Sure. Until Dash and Weslyn talk to you, you're not even sure if there is rebellion. So that's a hypothesis.
Yeah. No. That's it's always a hypothesis until you know. So his thesis is, what would cause an explosion in that area? There's no chemicals, there's no bombs, there's nothing unusual Saigo no Toshi speak. So he would assume that it would be an attack, or that it would be a distraction.
Okay.
Or it would be people got caught. And with that in mind, he would try to focus in his senses for like, he would definitely go for smell, because he learned from the wolves and from Slate that the ooze, for example, has a designated smell. And he would try to figure out if there's some entity, some presence, something that he could censor with his smell or with his former aura of ki or whatever. Because there was also a sensation that they had during that time in Saigo no Toshi, where the cherry blossom leaves got blown in the higher, and it was also in that district. So there might be something going on with certain forces try to occupy a certain space, maybe an ancient place that he doesn't know about or whatever. So he will try to figure out these senses, and with his ears he will try to focus in. There was mentioned there is no birds and stuff, and he has the same. There was the same sensation when they fought the lioness creature, right? So in his mind, he tries to make a connection between an entity that could fuel certain allies of itself with these kind of magic or power that would also make nature don't go to this place because it has such a bad spiritual aura. So he would try to listen in, like, how far is everything gone around this place?
Okay. Yeah. So, okay. Just, we'll roll perception. That's probably the best way to do this.
All right. Percepciones. Hayat. 421.
Nice. Smell, not so much. It smells like an old woodland area. It's a little overgrown. It's not taken care of. It's not maintained by animals. So there's not much going on here. It just smells like that. It smells mossy and heavy. It did rain here a few days ago, so maybe there's a dampness to that as well. But that may have also passed by now because, again, it was a few days ago. There are animals in the vicinity. As described last week, there were birds and stuff on the wall pecking at the bodies and stuff. There are creatures in the area, just not necessarily on the borderlands here of this area. There's clearly an element of fear. The similarities that you would pull from that are not that there's something here keeping them away, but more that there is the same fear or a similar level of fear that makes it not worth living here.
Like a bushfire or something. So the animals sense there is something going on. They smell the blood. Right. So only like the crows and stuff like that who would feast on that is around. Okay.
Exactly. A forest fire is a great example. It takes a long time for nature to rebuild that and to come back in.
Yeah.
And that's a really good example. Yeah.
All right.
I think that answers all the questions.
There would be one more thing that he would try to wrap his head around. When they did observe the walls, they might have spotted the guards and stuff. So he would try to figure out to kind of remember if he knows that style of uniform they're wearing, their gear, any symbols, any kind of fashion that is typical for a certain faction or something.
Okay. You're about 30 minutes away from the place at the moment, like I said, walking. So it's not something where you can...
he's remembering.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go...
Because he was not... at the time, he was not specifically looking for it. He just... It came across his mind like... Okay, they have to identify each other so they know they're from the same faction. Kinda as the Toshitsugu, the Fujiwara and stuff. They had specific clothes and symbols to identify themselves because you can't know every soldier of the army, you know? That's what came in his mind, so he tried to figure out if he can remember any specific things that would be significant for something like that on the gods that they saw earlier that day.
Okay. I mean, I'm a big fan of doing this in the moment, so I don't really like the retrospectives because you would have noticed something, but it's okay.
Yeah, but you could also say he was overwhelmed by like what he saw on the walls and stuff. Now he has a moment to like go through it.
They're wearing... What's the word I'm looking for here? Not corrupted. Modified? Negatively modified Kensei armor.
Ah, that's what I thought. but it wouldn't be. Would it be in a way that the assassin had on him before he was possessed by the flame guy on Volcanus? You remember when we were at the lake? There were one of the assassins that came, and he also had armor from that. Would it be in that?
That would have been
kind of
modified
style?
too, but that's because that would have been more explorer. This is modified in a way of, the word I'm going to choose for this is an amalgamation. It's a mix of things, but the heavy focus is Kensei. But it's also got like local clothes, festival clothes, different things. It's like, it looks, to Hatsu, it looks as if they're trying too hard to look the part and they're not just looking the part. That is probably something that would resonate with Hatsu. That's probably why it took so long to kind of think about it, because it's just like, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
but it does.
But
I
what
guess
he was going more for would be if that guy, that man on Volcanus at the lake, would it be the same style? So he would try to figure out, okay, was it the same kind of faction that was sending people for a long goal and setting this up? Or like, would that fashion match the kind of style they try to represent with the corrupted Kensei armor? That would be like what he was trying to connect pieces together. So he would know that the same people that rule that place now did also send the assassins in the school and that guy on Volcanus. And
the assassins in the school were, they were definitely different because they were wearing what would be more like, we'll call it Hollywood ninjas. Yeah, like like they look more like what like Hollywood would depict a ninja as. Whereas the guy at the Ice Licks was kind of an amalgamation of armors too. So like something more like that where he just shoveled together like kind of armor and stuff. But the Kensei are known for their like their armor is immaculate in terms of like every fiber of the design. It is an honor to wear that for so many reasons, and because of that, the love and passion that goes into making each set of armor is handmade, custom picked for a person. It is like, okay, they wear colors and themes to match what they do and who they are and like what they're protecting. The Royal Kensei is obviously very different to like the Gate Kensei and stuff. It's just different. But the what you're seeing here is like things that don't mix, match, or look good. Like it doesn't make sense for Kensei, but it's all Kensei garb and gear mixed with like I said, festival gear, traditional robes, that kind of things.
yeah. So he could assume they try to impose that old honor, but also kind of mock it and corrupt it in their way to represent their authority over the city, kind of thing. Okay. Yeah. Nice. So he turns after that flash of thoughts and everything that happened with Albi and stuff, he turns around and he kind of gently touches Weslyn and Slate. Guys, there's something going on. You have to get up. And he moves over to the tent to get Slate awake and Eos.
Dash would be waking up at this point already too, yeah.
You just see Eos cross-legged on the floor, just... Is this my time for my watch, Atsu?
I think our watch is over. There's something happening in the city. There's, I think Adriana described it as house there, house gone. So it's either burning or it exploded. She went up to fly over the city to get a better view, and she might be back any second. There's something going on in the city.
Oh, okay. Eos grabs her.
I just want to make you aware, just in case they send out guards to kind of secure the area or find whoever that was.
Do they have witches in Saigo and Toshi?
Witches?
Witches.
No. I don't know. I've never met a witch.
Well, usually they blow things up. It's, magic and stuff.
Oh, bombs can blow things up too.
Are there bombs in Saigo and Toshi?
Sure. But generally not in that area.
We'll look over at Dash. Like a knowing look.
So, do you know Hana? Hana knows Sasayaki?
Make a history check. Probably the easiest way to do it.
Yeah, I would assume it would be someone that he would know peripherally, if... For a 9.
I'm just because it's a 9, I'll probably say no, not really. Like, there may be, you maybe have heard the name before, but it doesn't really resonate with you right now.
Do we have more, like, information about her, like which family, what's her profession, what... I think I've heard the name, but I can't remember in which context.
That's all I got, but Lyssa and Ayame are involved in a rebellion against a new Kinsei. And Hana is in contact. She gave me... There's a boat that goes into the city. It's due in a week. 1, maybe 2 of us could fit on. We wanted to get in, but otherwise there's no way in or out.
Whoa, wait. If a boat can go in, we can also go in. So is there...
a small boat, a rowboat?
Yeah, but we could swim. Haven't you seen what Eos can do underwater? It's crazy. Yeah, but there's ways to use the water if there is a passage. But like, I'm more interested, like, who's helping them from the outside when they send boats?
Hana. Hana's the
So
aide from the outside.
she's outside, okay. So how do we meet her outside,
to
and where does she
clarify,
come from?
Hannah greeted the boat on the inside. She was not on the outside. She was going to bring you in, so.
Shoop, shoop.
I tried to lead him the way.
Sorry, I just got confused because she said to find Hana.
You are Hana. Oh,
To meet Hannah, if you're getting off the boat or something, Hannah can take you there, but you would need to follow the boat for that. Yeah. This was the only thing she could give you to... She said that she'll take you through and bring you down into where they are, but don't get followed, basically.
Sorry, I misunderstood that. Okay.
Okay.
Did she... Like, how did you know?
Willow has connections. That was Weslyn.
How does Weslyn know? And why didn't you tell me before?
Telling you now.
Wait,
I found out approximately 2 seconds ago.
You take your information. Oh, Weslyn's dreams.
Yes.
It wasn't my dream.
I know.
Weslyn's dream.
I didn't know
Walking.
that you can take people with you, Weslyn.
I didn't either.
That's why I was confused. I think he takes the information from his dream. We know his dreams are... Anyway.
He dreams of birds.
Exactly. Speaking of birds, where's Chicken?
Chicken is not a bird.
I know, but his name is a bird.
Chicken has a name.
There's track here.
Anyway, like how can we connect to the boat then? Did she tell? He, whoever. I don't know who you met in your dream.
It was Lyssa.
I assume it was Lyssa. Yeah.
Oh, the boat comes to the southern dock.
This is on a boat.
So the main dock,
No.
you're saying?
It's a unmanned boat. It carries in necessary goods to keep
Is
people
it
fed.
a woman boat too? Where's Lyssa?
There's no living entity on the boat,
Is this dead?
covered in a tarp. I assume it's driven by some sort of magic or some clockwork mechanism. Follows a very specific path, and it's unloaded rapidly, and then it goes back.
Did she tell you who sends the boat? Because it might be hard
She said-
to figure that out if you don't know who.
She said the
Sends
Willow
it and from
organizes it. So I imagine if we watch where the boat comes from, we can probably track it back. Or we could try to get onto the boat, one of us, and sneak in. But she said it's being watched for, so there's no way we'll all be able to get in or follow it.
Can you watch underwater when it's night?
She also said don't trust the night.
You hear
Sure.
some light footsteps running as a Majorana starts running up to the camp as well.
No worries.
I'm just curious. I try to make, like, when a boat can sneak in, what would be the difference if we sneak in, diving
I don't
into the
know.
water?
Guess the distance, I don't know if I can hold my breath that long to...
You don't have to.
recover.
There's techniques to work with that. I'm pretty sure Slate and I could show you a little something. But also Eos can breathe underwater if she wants, so...
Yeah, for a
My,
short time.
my only concern is that this boat is the only source of food that they can reliably get.
That's why
And
we
if
shouldn't touch
do
it.
anything to mess it up. Yeah.
But what does it say to us that somebody sends a boat in there with
Someone
supplies
cares.
for the resistance, as you said?
There is hope out
Somebody
here.
that cares. So they must have allies outside. We should try to find the allies from outside to learn more about what's going on inside, maybe.
Hatsu. Yes, absolutely Hatsu.
Has
What on
Majorana
earth are you
arrived at
guys
this
talking
point?
about? What are you talking about?
We're
The
fine.
Willow.
There's a sentient boat.
And he was in
What?
Lesser Stream with Weslyn.
You spoke to the Willow, right?
What about the Willow?
They're organizing, or at least feeding the rebellion within Saigo no Toshi, so they're getting goods in somehow.
Wait, so the goods going in aren't from the people running it. It's from a rebellion run by the Willow, of all people?
Yes.
Why would he do that?
Don't know. Do you know who he might be connected to?
Well, he's connected to most of us. Well, maybe not you. You seem to be a different style of what we do, but you know what I mean.
I do.
He,
You think you can make inquiries?
I can't make inquiries to someone I can't contact. I might... If I could track him down, I might be able to send Albie in. Oh, did you get the message from Albie, Hatsu? There was an explosion in the city.
Yeah, thank you. I already told them. By the looks of it, it's in a general area where usually... You remember the graveyard that we were in?
Well, hang on. Before you say that, let me do this, and I'll grab a stick and I'll start drawing out on the dirt and stuff the overview map of the buildings and which building it was that got exploded or whatever happened to it. I'll draw the street, I'll draw the buildings, the shape of them and stuff, so that you can hopefully recognize what building exactly it was.
Hmm.
Do you need a check from that or anything, DM?
No, I'll just roll on your birds, not 20.
That
Hatsu.
upset you, didn't it?
Well, I just don't know how to handle your nat 20s today. There's 3 weird nat 20s today that I just don't know how to respond to. So
Give us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, the main thing, I suppose, is... Okay. The way the buildings are laid out, you have like a ceremonial tea house, which is like a whole other thing. It's not the one you guys were in. It's one for like mostly where you would go to have like where the politicians and stuff would go to debate things. It's like a proper thing. Or if you have a reason somebody died, like someone like high up died or something like that, to honor them and stuff. It's a whole thing. There's the Sanctuary of Fallen Blossoms, which is a temple for meditation and healing. You have your graveyard. You have the Bellflower Shrine, which is dedicated to the spirits of nature and stuff like that, as opposed to reality. You've got your Petal Bridge monasteries for the different types of gods. Calligraphy schools, like I said before, gardens, bamboo groves, that kind of thing. It's like a beautiful, beautiful district. The place that would have been hit would have been the Sanctuary of Fallen Blossoms, specifically. Big target.
Well, by the looks of it, they did it at a shrine. That is very unusual.
Are they trying to break spirit, or?
Do you remember what happened at the graveyard with the cherry blossoms? I told you guys, but I couldn't explain.
That they all stick to you, yeah. I remember Slate looking particularly pretty.
Yeah, not that one, but also that one. So yes and no.
Upwards.
Explain to me, Adriana, if it's no magic, what of the natural forces could make leaves behave like that? I told you,
I'm starting to understand.
Is ancient, and the golden bee lives around here.
Wow.
Maybe they try to detach higher entity eyes from this place because of what people might have acquired for their way to eternity. Something that would lead them closer to the realm where you have been.
Yeah, they're just trying to demotivate them, demoralize them. They want them subjugated. They don't want them to be able to think. What's the best way to take away what they think? It's by taking away the person that's telling them that.
Yeah, but I also think like these very ancient entities, they also need anchor points in this realm to have eyes and ears, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be natural for somebody that tries to achieve something that would be watched over to desecrate places in a certain way, maybe.
There's something else, Hatsu. The council that was in place when we left, Alyssa said they started dying shortly after. And you can say...
The ones that were still from the original Kensei, or the ones that replaced them with mimicry?
Ones that replaced them, from I gather. And
Wasn't
they gave
one of them your friend, Adriana?
Orby?
I don't imagine she would have had anything to do with this and the way this is now.
No,
But Lissa seems to say that she got maybe killed.
Well, I mean, she
That's
can
what I'm
become
asking.
anyone. So, just like Slate, she can become anyone. So, the chances are she probably didn't die. She just changed.
And
What if that was the rest of the Kensei that we found in the cave?
That Lissa explained that as well. Once this new power took over, they gave people the opportunity to leave. Lissa and Ayami thought it was a trap. She said it was mostly women and children that left with a few guards.
And it was a trap.
It was a trap. So no one has left the city.
So who's running this city now then, if it's not Amadriana's father, as she assumes?
The Archon's been gone for as long as we have. She said, I think
So-
he got what he needed.
So that day when we saw him leave, he did truly leave then?
He did. Got what he wanted and left.
Well, we know what he wanted.
But who's in charge then?
Didn't get a name.
How do you know about all this again?
Weslyn's dream hopping thing, he was able to bring me with him, which I gather is a concern in itself.
So you spoke to Lissa?
Yeah.
And you were in EOS? You just said?
No, it happened was a while ago. It's the first time I was during a trance. Somehow, some way, I ended up on the ship that we tried many times to save inside this book. But Wes was there. So I kind of understand maybe what happened to Dash. To an extent.
What's this about a boat?
Oh, you
They
remember
get
my
Oh, sorry.
dad's boat?
Yes.
Giant sea serpent.
Yeah.
This was long before we moved our way into the book.
Oh no, sorry, I mean the boat coming into the city. That's your dad's boat?
No,
No,
doesn't fit.
they get a supply on a rowboat once a month. Just basic rations and food for the rebels.
Is it someone we can pay off to get us in?
Wait a second, when it's a mechanical boat, is it like Decker's signature kind of thing?
I think it's she showed me an image. It's subtle. It's a small rowboat covered in a tarp that seems to go under its own power.
Doesn't that sound like Decker to you?
Wait, so a boat under its own power fills up with items and goes into the city.
Yes.
It's gotta
He
be
said
wrong.
that it follows a specific path, and this lady Hannah meets it at the southern dock, unpacks it, and it makes its way back again. The guards are actively looking for this, but Lissa seemed to suggest that if we were to get in, one of us, maybe two, could potentially intercept this boat as it's on its way and hide under the tarp. We would have to be very careful because we could inadvertently lead the guards directly to Lissa and Ayami.
So the guards are watching for a boat that's going to rebel causes, but they do nothing about it.
They haven't found it yet.
Oh, so they're
They've so
looking.
far
though.
been able-
Right.
They're looking,
Okay.
but they've so far been able to slip through the net. I think it's because it's small enough.
So why is it unmanned? Is there no security
Don't
on it?
No. I think that's... I can only assume if there was someone rowing it, they stand out more. Whereas if this just looks like boat adrift, it gets less
I mean,
attention.
A boat that
They might be
drives
looking
by
for
its
another
own
boat.
sounds like Decker. And Decker also had a strong connection to my home.
He did. It could be. I wouldn't rule it out, but I didn't see anything that would point towards that.
Yes, in your
Other than
learning-
a fully automatic boat that drives by itself. That's
Other than
very
that, yes.
common.
in your learning, Eos, in your teachings and stuff,
Huh.
have you ever heard of certain wards, spells? I heard them talked about during my studies, but I don't know if there's anything specific that would be triggered by, like, a living creature.
There are ways. My train of thought goes in 3 different directions here. Either it's what I think it is, which is there's a bunch of pillars along the path and someone has a rope and is just pulling this boat at night. Possible. You know, big stick underneath the boat, pillars along to guide it, like a string through a bunch of needles.
Like a pulley system.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or someone's using a specific type of spell which allows them to manipulate objects to be moved, but they would have to be able to see it to an extent.
But, like, is there something that would be triggered, say, by a person? I'm just trying to wrap my head around why you would send a boat in without a man or person on it. Like, unless there's some sort of trigger.
I think that answer is quite easy. If there's no one on it, no one can die. No one can
Yeah,
be
but-
interrogated.
It's weird, isn't it?
This whole thing is weird. I've given up saying things are weird. If everything's weird, it's all normal.
Voice in the sky, could I do a history check to kind of see if he remembers reading anything about such a spell?
I can do you one better. You've been on a
Yeah.
boat that did it.
Oh yeah.
While you're here, voice in the sky, just to clarify something with that interaction with Lissa, was the boat arriving at nighttime or during the day?
Nighttime.
Nighttime. Thank you.
And also, while you're still in the sky,
Everyone
what do I know or remember that would lead me to think that Willow was actually trying to help, and was effectively on our side based off this?
On your side. Interesting choice of words.
Well, their own side, but in this case just happens to be our side.
Okay, history check.
That's a 4 for a 10, but I'm going to use my inspo for this because I feel like knowing more about Willow is actually important.
So y'all could take a lesson from this using your inspiration while you have it.
Which is not much better, but it's a 14.
I might just add an addendum to that before you give an answer. Would I have any recollection of Alandor being connected to the Willow?
Fuck that. Let me see if you're connected to the Willow. Can you make a history check for me, and I'll give you advantage because of your connection to Elendor specifically. I think this might be the finally a moment where you can use your actual pull that's supposed to be in your narrative background that you literally get for playing your specific class and backstory.
Oh my god.
Nat 20!
Listen, you guys got one more nat 20. I'm using this. All right, head abracadabra, motherfuckers.
I think I might have just woken someone in the room behind me. Oops.
You are. Oh, cool. You'll have to go.
If I die on stream, at least clip it.
No.
You know of the Willow and their legacy, though you know not them maybe as well as Majorana does, having first-hand contact with them and stuff. You've definitely heard of the Willow. Like, it's not an unusual. It's not a usual name, I should say. So it's a little, you know, it's a memorable one. Though you kind of just forgot about it because it just isn't something that's come up for a long time for you. But Alandor specifically pointed out that the Willow is someone who can get anything by any means. That is, like, they will get what you need, and they will try and avoid bloodshed while doing it. But they're one of the, like, this might come up a few times from a few different characters that you'll meet along the way, but there are very few people walking along the aisles that could be considered a ghost. The Willow is one of them. Like, definitely someone who rarely leaves a fingerprint, nay, a fucking footprint. Like, there's nothing. There's no trace that they ever were there, existed, or whatever. And they're so good at their job that they have their own network of people to get them whatever they need to get, right?
Will o' the Wisp, exactly.
Exactly. And the Willow is someone who, like, you barely even know what they look like. Like, even if you've been in their presence, like a Madrona house, I don't think she could pick them out of a fucking lineup. Like, it's just something about them. Like, it's definitely something unique and special about this person.
The way I felt about it when you did the original description was, it was almost like even to look directly at them was more like catching something out of the corner of your eye
100%.
Rather than actually seeing them.
Yeah, I've talked about it before, but Douglas Adams had a really good explanation of like how you find your spaceship is that you can't actually look directly at it. You can only look at it at the corner of your eye, and even then it's like, it's not quite the complete image. You just have to trust that it's there. It's the same thing. Yeah, like the Willow would have been on that same category of like, even if you're looking at them, you're seeing them. Of course, you're taking the information in. There's just something not retaining about it. Like, it's very, like if a Madrona were to focus, the more a Madrona focused on trying to remember the face, the less she would remember about the face. That's just the best way to put it. Like, as for your question, Madrona, would the Willow, your question was specifically worded in an interesting way, because would the Willow do anything to help you? Yeah, of course.
But for a cost, yeah.
Yes, of course. Now, would Willow help the rebels? There's probably something in it for them. What did you get? You got a 14? Yeah, there's probably something in it for them. But what that is, you might have to figure out or learn more to understand. 14 isn't super high, so I'll give you that at least. But there's no reason for them to necessarily betray the rebels either. If that's what you're trying to glean from it, are they like playing the rebels or something? I mean, there was no necessarily an indicator that they flip-flop between sides or anything like that. They seem to have pretty clear moral standing. Like, they live in the permanent gray, but like they also like where they live and value it. So
yeah, this is more self-preservation than anything else.
The other side of it is, if anyone could get out of Saigo no Toshi, it would be the Willow. So like the fact that they are still there says a lot as well in itself. Like, that's more a personal statement on that. Maybe that's something that even Hatsu would understand. But like, if anyone was going to get in and out of that city, even now, if there was even a single tunnel left standing, the Willow would be the person who knows where that is. And not only that, but could use it. And so like, the fact that they're still here is telling of something, be it that there's just literally no way out, like they're saying, or that the Willow doesn't want to leave.
And the fact that, it's not believable that there's no way out. It's more believable that
the boat
they're
can
there
get in,
for
right?
a reason.
And the Willow knows how the boat's getting in, so...
Yeah, exactly. As a Major, I was thinking on this, and obviously talking to the group, LB just suddenly takes off and is gone. I am essentially sending LB to the Willow.
My God, what's that? Hunter? Oh, sorry. Okay, go ahead.
I mean, I'll feel that too if he does
Clay
kick the
pigeon
bucket.
shooting? Yeah, well, my hunters have shotguns, don't you?
He's not a fucking pigeon. Leave him alone.
Okay, you're going looking for the Willow. Not an easy task.
Well, I'm sending him to where I had the fight, where I met the Willow.
That'll take a little while. Not as long as a 30-minute walk, but it will take a little while.
Yeah.
So I'll come back to that in a while. Just remind me if I forget. Which I probably will.
So are we sticking to our plan of staking this place out and I guess keeping an eye out for that boat so we can track where it goes?
We have to, because the time we went to Dagport towards Hartwell, Remington gave us such a vessel. Now, I didn't, to be honest with you, think much of it. I didn't investigate much how it was working, but we were on such a boat. self-navigated. I'm pretty sure no rope is that long.
Be very surprised.
And guess
Some
who
sort of
worked with
Massive
the
roper.
Sorry, Hatsu, you're
Mr.
speaking?
Decker? I was just thinking out loud to make a point, but yeah, it
Be-
might be just magic.
I can't imagine the Willow working with Decker, especially not to owe Decker. However, that doesn't mean that the Willow doesn't have people within Decker's organization. It's
See,
not
Mariana,
out of the realms of possibility.
there is no black and white in life. There is opportunities and accumulation of power. And our shared enemy makes us friends sometimes, right?
Oh, I don't want to
So
be
I
friends with
don't
Decker.
see why Mr. Decker shouldn't use his influence and make some deals with people to be sure that civilians wouldn't suffer more that they would have to.
But from everything we know about Decker, there's no reason for him to want to keep these people alive. It does nothing for him.
You don't know the connection between Decker and Saigo no Toshi. Haven't you seen the big-ass boat pavilion with his name on it at the
Absolutely.
celebrations? So he has an interest. Trust me.
does. But he also
Question
has a
is-
connection with my father, and more importantly, to fucking Metal Jaw.
That's
So-
the
My question
definition
my
of
question
an
here is-
opportunist,
Ironclad.
I would say.
Middle
No,
Jaw's a
in
different
fact,
guy.
She just doesn't call him that. She just doesn't call him that. She calls him Metal Jaw. She's not dignifying his name.
No worries.
Let's find where this boat goes to and comes from before we
I
start
don't
aiming my
Well,
bolts at lightning of Decker.
I might
don't
be able to
think
help
it
with that.
matters really if it's Decker or not. All we know is it goes in
Exactly.
and out. The who is inconsequential in this situation.
But when? Should we stay there every night?
1 week.
Guys,
1 week?
I might be able to find out.
Really?
I've just sent Albie to the Willow.
Oh.
With a
So can
repeated
we agree
message.
that one night of, as you called, staking out is not enough, and sometimes a steak that is dry aged for a week or two tastes just better?
I haven't had breakfast, please.
Agreed.
I think this is going to take us a few days at least. Because as good as Albie is, I can only send him with very, very small amounts of information for him to be able to pass on. Which means unless Willow sends back a way for us to communicate freely with him, we're going to be on a short leash at least for a couple of days. That's if he can even find Willow. I'm hoping Willow wants to find him.
May I suggest that while you waiting for Albie, that we make a small 2-3 man-woman team and sneak out further ahead in the woods to figure out the other groups that were at the cave and where they went.
We know where they went and we know where they ended up.
We don't know where they went actually, because there's no tracks, but obviously the people inside still have allies outside, and maybe they're also not that far away like we.
We can certainly look around, but from what I've
I'm just
gathered from what
thinking,
you said, that
I
was the only
can't-
party out.
I can't imagine a case where every person that was in my clan just fled or got slaughtered. I don't believe that.
Impossible, Hatsu.
I don't think they fled, but the ones who are looking out for the city are still inside the city trying to help it, from what I
See.
gather.
Well, listen,
I'm pretty sure that at least one of Toshitsugu or Fujiwara got sent for reinforcements. So if
Hope so.
there is anyone around here that would be still connected, they would be around here somewhere, I would assume.
So we set up camp for.
Let me just
say-
at least have a look.
Well,
Absolutely.
we can have a look around. We can see if we can find any outliers around the borders here to see, and see if we can create a group. But right now, we need rest.
Agreed.
So we rest for the evening, do our watches as we said. If Albie happens to come back while I'm resting, then whoever's on watch, wake me up. Other than that, get rest for now.
What
By the
about
way, how-
Decker?
What about
What
Decker?
about him?
You keep bringing his name up as somebody who may be associated with this. Why don't you just speak to Decker?
Because if he is to do this, I don't think he's going to want his opportunities squashed by us.
And I actually
We
wouldn't
should-
know where to send letter and who would bring a letter.
I think Weslyn has a different method in mind.
Ooh, you want to see him in his dreams?
If he's human.
Well,
Debatable.
he presents
But-
as human.
It might risk spooking him, and if he is behind this, it might stop any supplies. So I would leave that particular can of worms closed for the moment, I think.
I suspect the supplies are not food.
Oh,
What do you think?
There's a number of things it could be. And I think that it is possible that what is being delivered is more likely a weapon.
or parts of one, Weslyn.
This is constant, isn't it? So it could be weapons, it could be medicines, it could be clothes,
Anything they
it could
need.
be anything that they need, yeah.
There's food in the shops.
Is there?
Did you not see it?
I did, but that was Lys's interpretation. Don't know the exact situation. She could have just filled the surroundings with a visual representation while trying to focus on.
The people in the
boat.
town would be starving.
They
We
would.
would have seen that by now. They are not
Yeah.
starving.
Yeah, people, from what I saw as well from above, didn't look like they were
They are not.
malnourished.
But
But then the question arises again, how did they get the supplies?
the
Saigo
supplies.
Toshi was heavily relying on the outer villages and shipments. Or do you see any rice fields here in the city?
The supplies on the boat seemed to be specifically for the rebel group.
That's
So
what
I
I'm
gather they're
saying.
not
But
frequenting the shops, but I get what you're saying, Hatsu. Yes,
if
it
there's no
seems-
trading and no outsider that comes in with supplies, like how do they feed the people?
It doesn't matter. Right now, we've got a billion questions and absolutely zero answers. The one question we have is everyone tired? The one answer we have is, yes, we are. So let's rest and let's try and get some information together before we start going off on a tangent of multitudes of questions.
I say we stay here for 10 days. That should give us plenty of time to see the boat, scout around for any groupings, like you mentioned, Hatsu.
May I
then-
suggest that we switch camps every day, because it's not good to stay in one spot, I would assume.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I could do some fishing,
Absolutely.
and we can find a way to maybe cover the smoke in some way or blow it. Who knows?
I wouldn't risk it.
Okay,
And
We have
maybe-
supplies for 10 days, though.
you sure, Atsu?
Aye.
Okay.
For the sake
We can
of,
always go to Gatai, etc.
For the sake of time, I will be getting information about your 10 days next week.
Mhm.
But I do have a question for you for this week, if possible. During this 10 days, besides the willow, are you reaching out to anyone? Are you trying to communicate? Are you trying to do anything that would involve me, for example, preparing something or getting something ready for next week? That's all I'm trying to do, is just get ahead of prep. A little peek behind the curtain there. Because this week's pretty busy for me, so it'd be really good to get like a good understanding of at least loosely what your intention is here for 10 days. That's all.
Yeah, Hatsu's intention is not only to find the group that did the slaughter, he would also actively try to figure out the pathing of the Draka group, because they logistically would have like accumulate their forces there, and he tries to figure out what kind of network are they using. And the other thing is, because of Hatsu's background, he would know that the Toshitsuku, so the Fujiwara, would have spies around all the time. They kind of have their own kind of network, like the Thieves Guild has. They would have agents. So he would also try to figure out and look for signs and people that could spread the word, or he would get information from routes he would know. Because there is like a lot of interconnecting cities like Gatai, Azazaki, they don't seem to be that much affected.
Okay.
So he's trying to figure out how all of that fits together and how he could connect to somebody that could spread word and get back to him in a reasonable amount of time.
Okay. Based on a few things, I do have a question as well, but I will come back to that as well. The 10 days. The next boat is due to arrive in 7. It was 3 weeks is what she had said had passed, so the 4th week is the boat. Are you guys intending to intercept the boat at all, or just leave it go?
I think...
Because that impacts how long this downtime is. That's why I'm asking.
That's correct. Yeah.
I said 10 days because she said it's been about 3 weeks. I was like, 10 days should give us enough.
Okay.
Like, you know,
yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's what that works. It's okay.
I think we might have to discuss that, whether we want to intercept the boat or if we want to watch it and try follow its track.
We'll pick up on that point next week. I will answer Hatsu's question, because this may also help you guys prep a little bit. You never see a single living soul outside this wall during that entire time. Not one person. It doesn't matter if you nat 20 this. Not one person, not one soul, besides the few birds that peck at the wall that fly back and forth to do that. There's really nothing here. Like, people don't come here. It's been long enough that most of this area is familiar with the fact that Saigo no Toshi is not available. There are no people sneaking in and out of the walls that you can see. There are no people crisscrossing. The gates never once open. Besides the people on the wall, there's not even a sign that this place is living from the outside. If it weren't for the people on the wall, you wouldn't even know there are people alive in there anymore. There's just no life outside the city, and that is a crazy thing because of how much that mattered. Trade was a huge thing for Saigo no Toshi. Tourism, people coming here, was a huge thing for Saigo no Toshi. All of that is gone. No signs of a network of spies, no signs of anything that leave those walls. Those doors are sealed.
So technically you're saying everything got wiped, flesh. There's only like a few remaining in the city as far as Hatsu is aware of.
Madriana's reconnaissance showed that there are plenty of people within the city. Not one person leaving the city that you can tell. Not one.
And every connection from outside is cut off. Expect the willow that gets stuff in mysterious ways. All right.
Even that is such a small, like, microscopic speck to get through. Like, compared to what used to come to Saigo no Toshi, this isn't even 1%. Like,
yeah. All right.
Before we cut it off, are there any final questions for me on this, so you guys can, to help you guys prep? Is there anything else you want to know?
No. What are the height of the walls?
The walls, I can get you the height of the walls. I don't remember. I want to say they're like, I made them something dramatic, like 100 foot tall, but it could be 50. If I'm wrong, I'll let you know. Assume it's 100 for now. I can double check. I have to check my my document. I'm just finding someone to raid here as well in the background.
I'd imagine within that 10 days, we would likely check other secret tunnels that Hatsu would be familiar with.
Collapsed would be the answer. Yeah.
And to take advantage of my feet, would there be any hidden entrances that I might look for in that time as well?
You would probably be able to find a few of the tunnels that Hatsu might have suggested to, like, in a sense, but again, collapsed.
We're like absolutely confident there's literally no way in bar that one little sliver of hope from the boat.
That's what it seems like, yeah.
Well, we go and check the. I mean, in that 7 days, we could have checked that entryway point. In theory, it's out of sight. Yeah.
The rocks are inside the walls. It's something that the boat goes to by coming in, around, and in. That's what she was saying. So you have to swim or sail in, but you would want to be pretty hidden a majority, if not the entire time, to prevent being caught. What helps the boat a lot is the speed that it's going at the tarp. Are helping it a lot to create an element of stealth. And even then, it could possibly be seen. It seems to be very precisely timed as well.
I suppose we would as well in that time. We would naturally be watching the timings of the guards to see, I suppose similar to that, watch their timings, spot where the gaps might be.
Mm-hmm. Perception for me, please, if you don't mind, just to speed it up a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Would anyone like to help me? Dash says aloud.
I'll help you in tangentially. So I've got something else in the same vein, but
that's okay. Someone who's proficient can help him for sure.
Will give you guidance.
Oh, nice. Okay. Someone who's proficient can still help him if they want to in perception.
I mean, I would argue technically Hatsu's also not there, so
perceptive.
He's looking for stuff in the woods, so...
Cool, no worries.
I'm sorry.
So Weslyn
is also proficient.
Oh, cool. That works then.
Yeah, so he'll give you guidance and assistance.
Okay. 18.
18?
Yeah.
That's the second time I got a 1 on the D4.
Oh, yeah.
The window to get through there is barely minutes. Like, the guards who are on that edge of the wall doesn't cross the harbor. That's the thing. But there are guards positioned on the harbor points. But the section where this boat would be coming through, or where you would have to go through, you would be able to get through, but in minutes. Like, that's something that the Slart can't even handle. It's too slow. So if you're going through, you can do it in swimming, but it would be a greater distance than most of you at least can do in one breath. So it's a little bit difficult. Someone like a Madriana might be able to avail of the window in a different way, but even then you would be really risking it. It's not impossible. This is just a high risk situation for this.
And so just kind of to go with that, I'd be able to tell that I'm very unlikely I'd be able to go underwater the entire way to take advantage of that window. Would that be right?
Definitely not. Not you, for sure. But the only thing that I might throw out there might be ways to extend that window. So that's something to approach. Contain your idea and put it in your campfire. Is there anything else that anyone else needs to know from me before we end this session?
No, just a heads up. You'll still probably be doing a long trance.
Hell yeah. Well, that stuff will mark off if we get there, because there could be things involving combat or all sorts of things in between.
Hopefully not.
Well, we'll see. John Stiffer.
How dare you?
There's you had mentioned that there's like a command post in the center of the city, right?
There's several. Yeah, but yeah, there would be one at least. Yeah.
Where Ironjaw would be located.
Oh, where he was hanging out. There is. That was down by where the broken prison was that you guys had met. What was his name? Latch. In. That was a long time ago. But that area is where Madriana had last seen them. In the walls of the city. Yeah.
I mean, this city is new to Weslyn.
Sure.
At least in this particular dream, but.
Oh, I get you. That's right. Yeah, sorry. So, Madriana knows that spot, though. She could definitely fill you in. I'm just speeding things up a little bit.
If he can get eyes on one of these points, if we can determine where Ironjaw hangs out, which is easier said than done, given the ease of recovery of such energy. Weslyn might be doing some eavesdropping through clairvoyance.
Okay. To get eyes on it, there's only one person who can take you there, I believe. And that would be a Madriana above. So you would have to arrange with her to do so, but we can do that. But that would involve some rolls for stealth, depending on timing, for like her to be able to hold you, that kind of thing. Thankfully you're smaller, so it's a little bit easier to like to do that. But a Madriana is also not known to be the strongest of the group, as in like physical strength. Her dexterity is fairly unrivaled, but her or just about unrivaled actually. But her strength isn't, so there may be some stuff there. But that is something you could potentially do, and if you do get eyes on it, and if that works for the realm of the spell, I don't remember off the top of my head, but if that works for that realm of the spell, that is something we can definitely roll for and go through.
It's easier if it's a place I've seen. If it's an obvious place, behind a door or in that copse of trees.
Right.
That's another thing. This is a bigger city, so without having probably seen it before, and I just need to see it, I can then later project a sensor there and look and hear and possibly get some information that way from people who potentially are not aware that they're being listened to. A useful spell. But I need an anchor.
Then that would be something I would encourage you to prep, and then we'll bring that to the table next week. That's definitely something we can explore for sure. There's no reason we can't do that.
One more thing to add, and I can give you your little cliffhanger to go off on.
Oh, I have my cliffhanger prepared. Don't worry. Go ahead.
So just as we're kind of finishing up, like documenting the timings, Dash would just kind of turn to Madriana probably and go, I think if we need to extend the window, I might have an idea. And he'll take out a big golden coin.
You know what? That's a better cliffhanger. All right, I'm leaving it on that. That's fine. Yeah, your party may not be so.
Jean-Luc Picard fucking facepalm.
What are they going to do? Just run face first into the wall and die? Like,
literally.
The wall's height, I'm going to call it at 100 foot. Just to clarify, I'll go with that because I was checking my sheet here in the background. Everything else, I hope that answers your questions. If there are questions, you can always ask me, but usually I prefer to do that stuff in session. For anyone wondering, Richard had to leave a little early. Apologize for any inconvenience there. Hopefully it was all good, and hope he's okay. And the coin that Dash is talking about hasn't been up for a while, so just to put into preference, it is the coin of animal conjuration, and it summons just a fucking plethora of them, and has been known to cause absolute chaos and bedlam previously in this campaign. So we will see what we shall see on that regard. But for now, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to raid World Tree quests. This session ran on a bit long, so we will be cutting it a little quick. Apologies. But just make sure you send them our love and our regards and stuff like that. Thank you guys in chat. I see some of you have to dip. Thank you for being here. Take care. It's been great to have you here. We love you. We're looking forward to next week to see what happens here when we try and... What are we doing? Heisting Saigo Toshi? You guys are trying to steal Saigo Toshi?
The entire thing.
Hell yeah. Looking forward to it. Rory, you're not here next week? You back next week?
Oh, I am. I'm
you're here.
literally back.
Apologies.
Yeah,
Apologies.
I'm literally back the night before. Yeah.
Never mind then. Perhaps we have a full table next week. Wouldn't that
As
be nice?
if I would skip D&D.
Saigo will go.
What did you say in chat earlier? You made me laugh. Sorry, you said Saigo Nagoshi? Was that it? Or
Saigo,
yeah, Saigo no go see because we couldn't get into it.
Saigo Nagoshi made
Can't
me
see
laugh
past
as well.
the wall, boys.
That's it. I would
That was a
give
good
you
catapult dash
inspiration,
over the
but I
wall.
shall be giving you all inspiration in anticipation of next week's session. So you guys may mark that on your sheet.
Sus.
Don't know what you're talking about. You won't need that long rest though. Don't worry about it.
God
I mean,
damn it.
it can't get worse. He destroyed
Thank
my
you for saying
lineage,
that.
my city, everything. It can't get worse.
You can destroy your
I
party.
just wants to trance. He's like,
I can destroy your campaign. What do you mean? It can get way worse.
Listen, you were the freaking first campaign busy, so shut up.
This is revenge. All right. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you. We have about 10 seconds left. We love you so much. All the best.
multi-pass. Ciao, ciao.
Multi-pass. Yeah, do the raid emotes. Oh, shit. Do the raid emotes. Got it. Get the fuck out of here.
That face is going to be a great thumbnail that
No.
you just made at the end there.
No, thank you.